morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us, and welcome to Game Night on the Region Sports Network. We come to you tonight from Chesterton High School as Georgia's Euro Spot in Chesterton presents live video coverage of Indiana high school football as the Lake Central Indians take on the Chesterton Trojans. I'm Cam Leiter, and I'll have the play-by-play for all tonight's action. And joining me with the color analysis for tonight's game is Mike DeWan. Good evening, Mike.
Good evening, Kevin. They just cannot get enough of us, it seems like. It seems like just about 20 hours ago we were on the campus of Crown Point High School holding things down, having some dinner with the dogs, but it is about the Chesterton Trojans tonight and the Lake Central Indians. More Duneland football. Who has it better than us? Like we said, I don't think it's anybody. At least in Northwest Indiana. It's good to be back here, Kevin. Friday night football, it's week 7, that's a very daunting number, and a game between two teams that you look at the record of Chesterton 4-2 and Lake Central 2-4. Two teams, I think this is still poised to be a pretty big game, a monumental game as we enter in the final third of the regular season. Yeah,
two teams in very different spots right now in their season as you look at where they line up today. Chesterton 4-2 overall, 3-1 in the DAC compared to Lake Central's 2-4, 1-3 in Duneland Conference. Starting with Chesterton, number 9 in our Enigenberg top 10 coming into the week as well. They've just been getting better and better as the season's gone, and it's mainly been because of a really dominant rushing attack.
Yeah, I mean, that rushing attack is really starting to come alive. Andrew Govea, a name that we called a lot last year, he's somebody that kind of had a slower start, probably to his standards to the season. It was an offensive line, too, that was kind of reshuffling the deck a little bit here and there. But the guys are getting healthy up front, which is more important and more, I mean, for Andrew Govea, he's the heartbeat of this offense. We always talk about in our shows and everything. And, yeah, I mean, we're going to be hearing a lot of his name again tonight because this is a Lake Central defense that's really hoping to kind of respond. But you got to start, it starts with 13. And again, when you have that rushing attack, when you have a guy like Andrew Govea, your senior running back who's going to get you a fair amount of yards on any given carry, that makes things so much easier for the supporting cast, where you have a quarterback who's a sophomore, you have receivers that are now kind of taking an elevated role in what is kind of more of a pass-heavy offense, not relying on Andrew Govea. It's this Chesterton team especially. I really like how they fare potentially moving forward. And if this run game keeps it up, how it's been doing these past 3 weeks on this 3-game winning streak, the Trojans will be just fine.
Yeah, let's focus now on Lake Central. Like we said, 2-4, 1-3 in conference play, and this team has struggled to put a full 4 quarters together, even in their 2 wins this year. Pete Koulianos has been not necessarily critical of his team, but he's been open and honest about the way that this year has been a disappointment in terms of their preseason expectations coming into his second year right now. This is a golden opportunity to start on a great track here as you enter the final 3 games of the season.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about the disappointment and kind of how Coach Koulianos is antsy for this. I mean, this is his alma mater. I mean, you automatically kind of walk into this position that Pete Koulianos has, now in year 2 with the program. And there's been some games where it's really kind of slipped away. And it was like this time last year against the Chesterton Trojans. These two teams played at Lake Central. 17-16 was the final score in favor of the Trojans. So just like that, I mean, this game, if history shows, this game could be close once again. Obviously, Chesterton, looking at how they're faring over the course of the season, they're kind of winning that momentum battle, if you will. But, I mean, why not now for Lake Central to start to play a full 4 quarters of football? We saw last week they hung in with Michigan City, who's coming in at 7 on our Enigenberg Exteriors Home Improvement Top 10. That game was 20-17 in the third quarter. Yeah, Michigan City scored the next 17 points, but, I mean, there's flashes here. It's the Duneland Conference where, again, no Friday night is proven in terms of, okay, we're going to walk into this one and take care of business. And, again, for Chesterton, I think for them and what Mark Peterson's saying, hey, we're not going to walk in here and take care of business. It's not going to be that easy here, boys. We got to buckle up because this is a Lake Central squad, especially that, I mean, they're sputtering right now, and looking at their future schedule, it does not get much easier for Pete Koulianos and the Tribe.
Yeah, after this, they have a home game with Maryville, and they close out the regular season on the road at Valparaiso. But at 2-4, there's still an opportunity to get it back above 500. They have to play a complete 4 quarters tonight, and that's what every opportunity, you mentioned it in the Duneland Conference, every week's a new opportunity. And for them, the one positive outlet they were talking about during this week is, hey, look, we go 1-0 this week. We put ourselves in a position where we can run the table and get back above 500 and get some good momentum going before playoff time.
Yeah, and it's a loaded section also. We don't want to get into too many matchups in that. But, yeah, you're going to need some momentum because you cannot waltz into that sectional 1 with Crown Point, with Penn, with Portage, all teams that could hang in there. Yeah, Portage, we don't have to talk much about them. They're a team that's hoping to find their identity as well. But, I mean, again, going into Friday nights, this is – especially when sectionals start, all those records get thrown out the window. So, I mean, Portage just they could come in there as, a team that is trying to find their identity as well, the fellow Indians. And who knows, right? I mean, it's kind of the beauty of the playoff system, the tournament, of course, as well. And but you have to build up momentum. You have to give yourself, obviously, you want to be healthy, which is kind of nice, those 6A and 5A sectionals where they're groups of 4 and you get that week break to get healthy. But, I mean, you want to kind of get to that point where, again, they got some tough opponents coming up, Lake Central does, and same with Chesterton. But, I mean, these are two teams that they desperately are going to want to have a little bit more of a smile on their face as kind of week 10, or I guess in this case, week 11 hits.
And to Chesterton's point, you talk about building momentum for the rest of the season. There is a path. It's a slim path, and they need some help as well. But Chesterton, should they run the table and get some help elsewhere, I should say, could get a share of the Duneland Conference title.
Yeah, they got a chance to shake things up again. They've got a tough schedule coming up, but a schedule that, like you said, presents them with an opportunity that, hey, we could shake things up here and at least build some momentum. It's kind of the name of the game, especially as we enter in the final third of the regular season. But more so, I mean, for Chesterton, we talk about building up momentum for a sectional that is, I'd like to say, as wide open as it ever has been. Valparaiso has really had their way in that sectional. And looking at them, I mean, last time you and I were here, we saw that game for the Cup, and Chesterton held their own, obviously, came out with the win in that one, a nail-biter down to the finish. And, the other teams in there, Michigan City and LaPorte, all Duneland schools, it's really hard to believe Chesterton has not won a sectional title in its program history. But this team, once again, I mean, looking at how they've fared with these other opponents in the Duneland and in that, in that sectional, why not them? And I think, again, tonight's another chapter where, hey, let's stay healthy, let's take care of business, let's grow, and whether the Duneland's in the picture or not. I mean, this is a big game. Of course, you're playing for, again, the players on the field. You're playing for, it's another Friday night, and that's kind of the beauty of it all. And more so, you want to get a win here, but you also, again, build up that momentum and another kind of learning opportunity. And it's good. It's good for the Trojans, good for the Lake Central, and again, we're just excited to be here and very excited for another fantastic Friday night, Kevin.
Cannot wait for this one. Friday night football is back in a couple moments. We'll take a quick break. The teams take the field, starting lineups, forecasts, and of course, kickoff. All up next. This is Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Hi, my name is Mark Macknick. I'm the owner of Mark Macknick CPA firm in Highland, Indiana on Kennedy Avenue. I've been working with Region Sports for years now. Started working with Chris years ago, just on some special projects, advertising here and there. After a while, kind of increased the advertising. Mainly was doing it for the community involvement. It's such a great network and program they do with the high school sports. But as time went by, I started getting on there more frequently. And then the phone starts ringing. And I was getting calls all the time from people. Hey, I saw your ad on so-and-so football game. I saw your ad on a basketball game. And it's really helped my business. It's increased the volume. We're a tight community in Northwest Indiana, sports-wise, and just a lot of community involvement. So that's mainly why I got into it. I remember watching one game. It was a basketball game, and I think there was a little bit of an altercation. And as the altercation was happening, my ad was right on the bottom, and someone typed in, "I wonder what Mark Macknick's thinking right now." And I was thinking, wow, this is awesome. It's really been a great feature for my business. It's the only advertising I do. I don't advertise anywhere else other than Region Sports. It's for the business, but mainly for the involvement with the community. I played high school baseball here in Highland. And ever since I've been advertising on Region Sports, a lot of my old coaches are now my clients. A lot of my old teammates come in here. My recommendation, if you're a business here in Northwest Indiana, I think Region Sports is, for your money, it's one of the best places that you can advertise. I mean, I can advertise on billboards. I could do anywhere I want to. And I choose Region Sports, mainly because I get a lot of feedback. Especially on the high school level, a lot of the parents, if they can't make a game, they're watching it online. They're watching a replay, the grandparents. So it's done wonders for my business, and it's my go-to for advertising. It's the only spot I would advertise. So if you're a business owner in the area, really look into advertising on Region Sports. It's going to be well worth your money, and you'll make tenfold on what you're spending. Region Sports Network, they're the only game in town, but they're more than just a game.
You're watching Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, presented by George's Eurospot in Chesterton. George's Eurospot. Dine-in, pick-up, or drive-through. Call 219-926-5435, the original George's Eurospot. Both teams taking the field. You're seeing the Chesterton Trojans march out in the all-maroon uniforms on this glorious Friday night. Good crowd on hand, and it's time for the Friday Night Forecast, brought to you by our friends at Economy Electric Heating and Cooling. Tonight's forecast, much to Mike's chagrin, 77 degrees. It was in the low 80s throughout the course of the day. We have clear skies. Feels like it's 76 degrees with some light breeze out of the southeast at 5 miles an hour, 64% humidity. No rain expected as well.
Well, that's good. I mean, the temperature still, again, like you said, it's, what are we doing? It's October, ladies and gentlemen. The good thing about this stadium is that when you're setting up here in the home press box, the sun is still over on that side. We got our backs to the west, so kind of at this time of night, especially at this time in the season when it's officially it's darkness at kickoff, Kev, and it's been, again, a pretty brief 7 weeks now, and again, we're happy to be a part of it. But, I'm ready for football weather. I think it's going to dip next week, but I guess we'll live through it one more time.
We've had maybe 1 week, and even then it wasn't even that bad. That is your Friday Night Forecast, brought to you by Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, keeping you cool in the summer and cozy in the winter. So, Chesterton and the Lake Central captains will go out for the opening coin toss tonight. Chesterton ranked 9th this week in our Hennigenberg Home Improvement Top 10. Lake Central on the outside, definitely looking in for now. They have some work to do to crack that top 10, but hey, opportunity to get a ranked win, always important, and when you're trying to find momentum, why not go be the road team in a top 10 environment?
Yeah, I mean, again, you have a chance to really kind of spoil the party here, and then why not right now for Lake Central? Again, this is a team that is really hungry. I mean, both these teams are, of course, as you are in a given football season, but especially Lake Central, who, again, they got off to a fairly solid start. Again, they opened up with that win against Munster, and they lost to that team from Michigan, Grand Rapids Central Catholic. But, I mean, they beat Portage to start off 1-0 in the conference, and you drop 3 straight conference games to Crown Point, LaPorte, and then Michigan City, respectively. So, I mean, this is a team that's obviously they're hungry for a win, hungry for something to go right. And like Coach Culiano said, I mean, this is a team that is they're looking to play a full 4 quarters of football. We've kind of seen that with some Duneland schools and just all the schools that we kind of seen throughout the course of the season. And as we enter really this part of the season here, Kevin, it's a time where, again, these mistakes, we might have a little bit of grace in that first and second, third. But right now, guys, I mean, come on. We've been doing this for quite some time, for 7 weeks now and some change in the summer. So let's get to it. And, again, there's a great chance for Lake Central to really have an opportunity to, more importantly, crack that top 10 list in the Hennigenberg Home Improvement Top 10. But build that momentum, like we said, which I think that tally for saying the word momentum is already in the double digits. But, I mean, they need it. And Chesterton hoping to kind of keep theirs going after what's been an impressive 3-game stretch for them.
At this point in the season, it's what you need at this point.
Yeah.
You need momentum, especially when you're on the outside looking in of possibly not winning a conference title, but to try to, get on the good vibes before postseason play begins as well.
Yeah, again, when you get kind of to this point in the season, reality kind of sets in, or you get through your preseason checklist, Kev, and then you kind of cross something off the list. Yeah, I mean, we talked about Chesterton, who still has kind of a fighter's chance at a Duneland title, but now looking at Lake Central, you need a lot of help. They might even be mathematically eliminated. I didn't break down the numbers quite yet, but so you have to kind of cross that off your list and be like, okay, the Duneland may be out of the window. Now obviously we want to go 1-0 every single week, but again, we want to keep building, keep finding some pieces, not only for this team, but for the future, and especially, I mean, there's still some questions with this Lake Central team that we'll get into in the broadcast. But it's, again, every single Friday night, especially before the postseason, it is still a learning lesson. Although we're deeper into the season, it is a time for these players to, again, learn a couple things about themselves and as a collective unit.
Yeah, and let's get you the starting lineups for tonight's contest. Lake Central, the Indians will start with, you can see 2 quarterbacks tonight, but Cameron Reddick is listed as the starter on the depth chart. Jacob Turley, the junior tailback. Andrew Koshelski will be the fullback. Hamza Issa at wideout. Logan Rowden at wideout. Xavier Green. Luther, Sandoval, Mines, Kafka, and Rocky. The offensive linemen. You'll see them second as Chesterton will get the ball first here. This is a Quintel kickoff. This kickoff and all kickoffs are presented by Quintel Incorporated. Quintel Incorporated, handling jobs of all sizes throughout the country since 1994. Full slate of action here on the Region Sports Network. Happy to have you along. Lake Central and Chesterton in a pivotal battle for both of these teams here as Week 7 of the high school football season is officially upon us. TJ Olenkamp approaches, the ball's in the air, and away we go here from Chesterton High School. Fielding that ball from the 5-yard line, trying to find some blockers, a good cut outside. And he's dragged down just shy of the 25-yard line. Nice job, the coverage team there from Lake Central. That was Gus Wish on the return.
Wish kind of one of those new weapons of this Chesterton offense. Wish obviously had some time last year. But, I mean, looking at the offensive identity of this team last year, it was predominantly running the football. After their quarterback, Brady McCormick, went down, it was the Andrew Govea show. And now, with Hunter Boyd, the sophomore quarterback, he's spreading the football around a little bit more than what we're accustomed to. And watch out for Wish as well. Had a big game last week against Portage.
And the big thing from Coach Mark Peterson is he felt that Boyd has gotten better each and every game. First give of the game across the 25-yard line. It's Andrew Govea. Expect us to say that young man's name a lot tonight. The 6'2", 215-pound senior, averaging 4.1 yards a tote, 6 rushing touchdowns, and he's going to get a lot of yards as well. He's second in the Duneland in rushing yards this season.
Again, it's nothing pretty. It's going north-south. And, again, one of the top characteristics for him is he falls forward nearly every time.
That was a 4-yard pickup there. Govea on the end around has a burst. Govea across the 40, and he's down at the 44-yard line. And you see the explosiveness right there. They get him out in some space, and they move the chains. That right there is a first down. It's our first of the night. It's brought to you by Four Seasons Mechanical in Maryville, your Northwest Indiana heating and air conditioning specialists.
And he's even more scary when you get him really in space, and you get him with a full head of steam. And once he gets to that second level, it gets really scary for those linebackers and those DBs out there. This is a Lake Central group, Kevin. They got some guys out there that could maybe hold a flame to them, but they gotta buckle their chin straps early.
Govea again trying to find the right side. Good cut back inside. I mean, he's dragged down at midfield by a couple of defenders. That was a 19-yard pickup on that previous play after he picks up. I think they're going to give him about 4.5. Home chain game might give him 5 there.
There you go. And where Hunter Boyd really kind of makes his money is when we may see 5, 6 handoffs in a row to Andrew Govea, but then that 7th play, when that rolls around, then expect them to maybe mix in some play action and hit out one of those receivers.
Wish the motion man. It's a play fake. Boyd rolling out to his left. Got a man. It's Dylan Bradford. Tight end fullback, and he's a yard shy of the line to gain, but that right there is exactly what you were talking about, partner.
Yeah, I was wishing for a few more plays maybe to really kind of hammer down my prediction, but again, a wide open man, and again, Hunter Boyd is just trust that you just make those throws because, guys are going to be schemed open when you're stacking the box, trying to handle Andrew Govea. Now it's okay, let's sneak a guy out in the flat, had him wide open, and now a 3rd and 1 here. I'd imagine where this ball's going.
Extra tight end here in the formation on 3rd and really called half a yard. High snap, Govea. Pressure getting to him in the backfield, and he's going to go down for a loss. Flags flying in upon the tackle that was made by Jacob Whitehustler. And we will check. It's our first flag of the night with these officials. Duneland Conference refs.
Yeah, we'll take a look at that. Lake Central does a great job of scraping and getting out to the football, but obviously a big flag here, Kevin.
Still deliberation right now. As it stands, it's a loss of 6.
Looks like the flag came about after the play, so I don't know if it was anything on the tackle. But it looked like a clean tackle to me, and now you're looking at Chesterton, number.
And that's Braxton Ozug, who's checking out right now in place.
Kind of walking out with his hands up that it might be on him.
I would assume that if this is on Chesterton, Lake Central would decline the penalty and take the yardage.
I'd like to say so because, you get a nice loss of about, what'd you say, 4 or 5?
4 or 5, depending on where they stop Govea's forward progress at.
Impressive work from Lake Central again to scrape to get out there and again taking a look at that play once again. A 3rd and 1 here we talked about. It's probably going to go to Andrew Govea as it looks like we had a legal formation there as we officially made the call, and they're going to be walking this one back a ways.
Wow. So they will take the yardage instead.
I'd say rightfully so.
It's all about that field position battle as well.
No questions asked. With, again, how quick some of these games could kind of go, especially with a run-heavy attack like Chesterton. They want to try and limit opportunities for Lake Central, which is an offense that's, still trying to find some identity. But, hey, one less opportunity. I mean, who knows? It could be the difference in the game, Kevin.
So Chesterton now has 3rd down and 16. They've converted on 38% of their 3rd downs this season. Lake Central's defense has done a really good job limiting their opponents on 3rd down, and Mark Peterson burns his first time out of the night. So will we. This is Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Since 1998, customers have enjoyed Chicago dogs, Italian beef, burgers, Polish, and of course the gyros. All from the original George's Gyro Spot in Chesterton. Located at 325 North Calumet Road, George's Gyro Spot prides itself on fast, friendly service at affordable prices. Open 7 days a week, George's Gyro Spot offers dine-in or carry-out. To place an order, call 219-926-5435 or go to georgesgyrospot.com to check out their menu and to place your online order. The original George's Gyro Spot.
Some see a wrestling match. We see a 6-minute lesson in grit. Some see a coach sending a runner.
Opening 3rd down of the night, 3rd down and 16 from the 39-yard line. Boyd, plenty of time. Over the middle, it's complete. And breaking a couple of tackles right near the line to gain is Michael Roan. Did they give him forward progress enough for a 1st down? Yes, sir. Impressive run after contact there for Michael Roan to move the sticks. It's another Four Seasons Mechanical 1st down, brought to you by our friends at Four Seasons Mechanical in Maryville. Visit them on the web at fourseasonsmechanical.com.
Well,
However,
hold
it's
on
coming
here.
back.
Well, look at that. A hold come back. A nice pitch and catch there from Hunter Boyd. And, again, had a man wide open. A great second effort there. But already, again, these mistakes that are kind of piling up here and 2 costly penalties for Chesterton to really kind of back them up and now make this a 3rd and a country mile.
So they'll put it back on the 30-yard line of Chesterton, and now here comes 3rd down and 26. Reverse on the end around. Gus Wish down the near sideline, and he's banged out of bounds on his own 40. There's a couple defenders in the area. We'll give Rashid Shamsidan with the tackle. And even though it's a 10-yard pickup, still nowhere near enough to move the sticks, and so Lake Central forces an opening drive punt.
Not much in the playbook there for 4th and 26, but a good job there from Chesterton to get some of the yardage back, give their punter some room to work, and potentially back up this Lake Central offense.
Who else ran off? Jason just ran on. He's got 12.
Someone's got it. Right now you can maybe hear it. Possibly at 12 guys on the field. It's a low kick from Mace Redmond. It will be touched down at around the 33-yard line. So Lake Central may have just caught a break there. You may or may not be able to hear it in the background of Mike and I.
We're in the thick of it for sure.
We are between the Lake Central coaches and the Chesterton press box, where they have alumni working the scoreboard and the stats and whatnot. Somehow, some way, Lake Central got out of it. That's why there was all the confusion there.
Hey, well, they'll take it. Now they got the ball at the 32-yard line, and more importantly, who's coming out at the quarterback position? Looks like it's going to be the sophomore, Wes Lalich. From what we've seen from Lake Central, it's been kind of, who's the guy for this week? They've had 2 quarterbacks, kind of Wes Lalich and Cameron Reddick. Cameron Reddick, more of that rusher, the Air Force commit. And Wes Lalich, only a sophomore.
And he's rolling out his first pass, going to take a shot far sideline. Got a man. It's caught inside the 45-yard line. Logan Rowden. Big pickup there. As they're already in a Chesterton territory after one play, it's a 1st down. Brought to you by Four Seasons Mechanical in Maryville, your Northwest Indiana heating and air conditioning specialist.
And when you have sophomore quarterbacks on both sides, Hunter Boyd and Wes Lalich of Lake Central, you think you want to try and kind of ease him into the action. Not so fast there with Lake Central with a big pitch and catch there.
End around doesn't work. Getting back to the line of scrimmage was Christian Reed.
Yeah, Lake Central got a couple solid players in the backfield, we should say. Jacob Turley as well is a name that we'll see all throughout the night. But this is, and again, Cameron Reddick is kind of one of those guys that could do a lot of things as a runner. But again, could see him in some special packages or who knows what to really kind of give this defense a headache.
The phrase that Pete Koulianos used talking to us yesterday was, we're just going to ride the hotter hand. He'll flip it out to the motion man out of the backfield. Breaking tackles and all the way down near first down yardage is Jaden Mansfield. He's a freshman. He's played in limited time this year. I think he might have just gotten the first down due to the push there from the offensive line.
I'll tell you what, this freshman, he's running well beyond his years. He looked like he was kind of bobbled up there at the, not after a couple guys got to the football there, a swing pass there to kind of get your quarterback in rhythm. And right there, did not go on the ground. Actually kind of pulled a little matrix move, if you will, there, Kevin. And then kept fighting and got the first down there for Lake Central.
And it's another Four Seasons Mechanical first down brought to you by our friends at Four Seasons Mechanical. In Maryville, fumble, and Lalich falls on it. And let's remind you that you can visit them on the web at fourseasonsmechanical.com. Not clean operation there in the backfield.
Again, kind of one of those, a little bit of a drive killers there. You want to try and win first down and get something going against this Chesterton defense that has a very stout unit that has shown a lot of flashes, specifically kind of in the back end of their defense. Lucas Anderson is the guy that kind of leads that charge, but you cannot be giving them now a 2nd and 13. This is going to be a team that's going to try and get at you here.
They're coming at him. It's a screen. Christian Reed out of the backfield. He'll get across the original line of scrimmage. Flag comes in near the time of the tackle, so we'll check our third penalty marker of the game. First on the offensive drive for Lake Central this evening.
Again, in the screen, looks like that'll be on Lake Central. It's one of those plays where there's a lot of things you really can't do. Can't hit a guy too early, and got a lot of guys in space where you're trying to contain and give your guys a path to run. And that time looks like Lake Central got the hold there to back them up some more.
So after going backwards due to the fumble, they'll go backwards again. It'll be 2nd down and a mile. Not necessarily the 4th and 26 we saw a couple moments ago from Chesterton, but nearing that territory very quickly.
They're tracking. Looks like a 2nd and 23 here, so Lake Central try and cut into this, get some of these yards back, and set up a good 3rd down, but now
false start.
We're going to keep backing things up, and already it's been a sloppy start for both teams. A couple penalties aside, and it's already a busy evening for the referees.
This goes back to what the coaching staff said for both sides, which was playing a complete 4 quarters. This goes into it in terms of self-inflicted wound, especially for Lake Central,
sure,
who had a really good drive going there.
Yeah, I mean, believe it or not, they were at the 30 not too long ago. Now it's 2nd and 28 here, and get an error and snap, and then 2 penalties, and now let's just try and hold on to the football.
What's coming picked up. Lalich out to his right, throws a stiff arm, but he's going to be taken down. Yes, his knee did hit the ground. Westerlund, as well as Stabolito in there on the stop.
Westerlund, a player that I like a lot. We called his name a lot against Valparaiso. Again, a junior. He's one of those speed rushers, outside linebacker as well. That is somebody that could really kind of cause fits and just beat you with his speed, but also has a little bit of power in his back pocket as well. And once again, had a big game against the rival Valparaiso, and good open field tackle there against a Lalich, who's somebody who doesn't quite run the football that much compared to maybe Cam Reddick, but he's somebody who can go out there and make some plays as well as a sophomore. 3rd
down and 27. Blitz coming. Lalich escapes the pressure, heaves it down the sideline. Jump ball incomplete. And so, easy decision for Pete Koulianos. He'll bring out his punt unit even though they're on the plus side of the field.
That'll bring out TJ Owenkamp, one of a highly regarded punter, potentially at the next level. Has a leg. Special teams has been pretty solid for Lake Central for the most part. Had a couple mental lapses that we saw over the course of the season, but in the punting game as well, led by TJ Owenkamp. He's one of the top punters in the area here, and we'll need one here.
Special teams might be the strongest unit of the 3 on this Lake Central side so far this year. He's averaging 36.5 yards per punt this season. This one's going to drop inside the 10. Can they get down to it at the goal line? Touchback.
That is tough. Just kind of slid into the end zone there again. Perfect punt from one of the region's best, and just one that bounced a little bit too far. It's so tough. It's kind of one of those gunners in the roll to kind of stop yourself, pull up, and not have any body part touch that white line. And that point could be one that Lake Central wants back there, because that ball would have been pinned inside the 5 and maybe inside the 3.
That right there is, on those Saturday film sessions, you're going to break out the Bill Belichick School of Special Teams right there.
Third of the game, my friend. It could be a big one in this one for sure.
So from the 20, second drive of the night for the Chesterton offense. Stalled out because of a couple of penalties. Govea weaving his way to the 23.
And these linebackers for Lake Central especially will have to step up. And they got a great linebacker of their own, one of the top tacklers in the area, Brody Ramirez, who led the team in tackles last year as a sophomore, now hoping to take even a larger role entering his junior season. Just somebody that flies around the field. And that matchup between him and Andrew Govea, especially in between the tackles and whatnot, I'm sure he's going to be following him all over the field as one of Lake Central's most sure tacklers.
And it's an LC defense that only plays 3 base linemen as well. They're a base 3-3-5 defense. Pete Koulianos is a firm believer that his secondary is the strongest part of this unit, and they've showcased this year really good pass defense. Jet sweep. And just shy of the 30-yard line is Lewis Raffin, his first touches tonight. He's the team leader in receptions overall, second on the team in receiving yards. That obviously will count as a run, and it's good for about 6 there, I beg your pardon. And here comes third down and short.
Yeah, the Trojans do a great job, and Mark Peterson especially, of just spreading the football around and making sure everybody kind of gets their touches, because a lot of them will go to 13, but they try to get their athletes the ball whenever they can.
Wish the motion man. Govea cuts it back in off left tackle, and he will pick up the first down to the 32-yard line. And it's a first down brought to you by Four Seasons Mechanical in Maryville, your Northwest Indiana heating and air conditioning specialist.
Yeah, it looks like Lake Central almost had a crack at him in the backfield again. It's tough because, again, as powerful as he is as a running back, he's also, again, quite elusive, and he's shifty. He's a tough one to kind of bring down in just that aspect. Then if you do get a hold of him, then it's okay. Can we outman him? And that's not easy to do.
He worked for all 3 of those yards that he picked up there on that third and short. He gets the call again. This time Lake Central ready for it. It's a minimal gain on 1st and 10.
So far impressed with the Lake Central defense. They're doing a great job of flying to the football, and they kind of understand that, it's not going to take one guy to bring down this rushing attack of Chesterton. It's going to be a couple blue helmets onto the football, and they're doing it in between the tackles, and we saw some great tackles out in space as well.
The key word that was used, or key phrase, I should say, that was used ahead of this one was, this defense is in for a mental battle. You know the running game is coming. Can you stop it? Instead, Boyd to pass. Jump ball deflected, and that one's incomplete. Good coverage there, Jacob Whitehustler. Also in the area, Lucas Embry, should that ball have fallen in bounds, could have been the opening turnover of the game.
And I think a big key for this Lake Central defense is you want to try and force those 2nd and 7s and plays that, Hunter Boyd, go be that quarterback that's been very efficient for this team. Show us your true colors as a sophomore. And if they put him in these passing downs, that might suit them a little bit better than those 2nd and 4s where anything's kind of out there, and they could run a play-action play to
We also mentioned,
to spring somebody open.
To your point, they're a really good third down defense, 29.6% on the year for this defense. Slant route, it's caught and breaking free down the far sideline, and a touchdown for Chesterton. Lewis Raffin opens the scoring in this one with a 60-yard pitch and catch.
Well, Lake Central, you're running that man defense there. You're trying to send a lot of hats, trying to get to Hunter Boyd, and great job there from the sophomore quarterback to get the ball out quickly. All it takes is one move, and he gone.
65 yards for Raffin's third receiving touchdown on the year. Yeah, for Hunter Boyd, that's his 9th touchdown pass on the year. Makes Redmond on for the PAT. 7 of 9 this year And he sneaks that one through the left upright to make it 7-0 Chesterton. So they do convert on third down and long. 7-0 the score. This is Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
At Strachan Van Til, we believe grocery shopping should be simple. Now, shopping is easier than ever with our new and improved website. Find what you need fast. Browse your favorite products, add them to your cart, and check out in just a few quick steps. Choose between convenient in-store pickup or let us handle the heavy lifting. From our shelves to your doorstep, skip the lines, shop your way, and spend more time on what matters most. With our rewards program, enjoy incredible savings and personalized offers every time you shop. Shop online now at strachanvantil.com or download our app today.
Hi, I'm Crowd Company's Lantern Man. If you're a contractor, it's my job to make your insurance coverage simple and affordable. Because I know time is money, I'll come to your business. Certificates and bonds are a snap. Wherever you are, whatever business you're in, we've got you covered. As Crowd Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowd Company's Insurance Professionals, Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Welcome back. This is a Quintel kickoff. This kickoff and all kickoffs are presented by Quintel Incorporated. Quintel Incorporated, specializing in the reconditioning, repair, and remanufacturing of heat exchangers. Drew Pacilio on the kick here for Chesterton for this kickoff. Two deep men for Lake Central. And backing up from the 1 yard line, Jaden Mansfield. Waiting for blockers to set up. Escapes one, but can't escape the horde. Down at the 17-yard line. And so now it'll be a long field here for Lake Central. We're now trailing down 7-0.
Yeah, how the Trojans got on the scoreboard here again. Lake Central trying to get some pressure there on the 3rd and 7. Easy pitch and catch there again. Those short routes, trying to get the ball out quick. And when you just have one corner on you, if you can't make a tackle in space, good luck catching up to him. Lewis Raffin, a big-time score there to get Chesterton on the board here first.
That could certainly qualify as one of our IBEW Local 697 electrifying plays. And make sure to check out the IBEW Local 697 electrifying plays from this week's football action. Visit regionsports.com, Facebook/Region Sports Nation, or on Instagram. The electrifying plays presented by IBEW Local 697. IBEW Local 697, the electrical professionals. Yes, already. 65-yard tutty?
Yeah, hey, I mean, that's a good candidate. We also got an award, a post-game spoiler alert that could qualify for as well. Not only looking at our social media posts next week, so hey, maybe double dipping, who knows? Christian Reed there, good carry there to set up a manageable now 2nd and 5 with under 2 minutes to go here.
Reed again, and he'll make this 3rd and manageable to the 25-yard line.
It's an old adage, but again, winning first down is key in this game. Chesterton, especially, this is a very good Chesterton defense that they're able to force turnovers, especially if Chesterton, that unit forces offenses into 3rd and long. So if Lake Central could win first down either on the ground or through the air, opens up the playbook a little bit and keeps them with the football play to kind of move the chains and get things rolling.
Pistol here on 3rd down and 2. Reed again, he's got the first down as he bursts through the middle. And that right there is another Four Seasons Mechanical first down, brought to you by our friends at Four Seasons Mechanical in Maryville, your Northwest Indiana heating and air conditioning specialists.
3rd and short and running from the gun. While some people may not like it, when you get guys in space and you kind of shift the lanes of the defense and bounce out to the perimeter, found a spot there, and again, Lake Central, a talented backfield, a talented rushing attack. Obviously, those numbers have kind of dipped since they've entered Duneland play, but this is still a unit that they got some ball carriers in the backfield that could really make some explosive plays, and wouldn't be surprised if we see a couple here from the Tribe.
Pickup of 8 there on 3rd down and short. It was 3rd down and 2. 48 seconds left here in the opening quarter, 7-0, and a quick-moving opening 12.
Looks like reset the clock there to 54 seconds.
And reset the play clock as well, too, to 40. From their own 33, Pistol again Inside give. Reed spins out of a couple of tackles, and Christian Reed is a yard and a half shy of a first down.
A couple, back-to-back explosive plays there from Reed in this Lake Central rushing attack to end the ball, to end the quarter with the ball, obviously, and hopefully maybe get into plus territory before things going. But more so, again, they're finding something on the rushing attack here so far. Although they have maybe the more passing quarterback in West Louch in the ball game, it looks like that defense might be respecting him a little bit more as a passer, to where now there's some rushing lanes open for the Tribe.
It's second and a long one. Usually a spot you'd see Cam Raddick. Instead it's Lalich again. Reed cuts it outside, and it was a mistake. There is a flag down, though, nearing the time of the tackle.
Might be decision time here for Mark Peterson, because I think early indication here, when you're bouncing outside, it's tough as an offensive lineman to not hold.
Stabolito came in with the stop. And we'll wait for the official signal after the Zebras conferred. Face mask, that's wow.
We stand corrected up here in the booth. And that is a big penalty there to move the sticks and get Lake Central in enemy territory. That'll win the first quarter.
Yeah, they will just take this one down. So a quick-paced one, the 6-play, 80-yard touchdown drive, the big difference on the board for Chesterton. And the Trojans lead 7-0 after one, but Lake Central's got some momentum on offense. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
From lighting up Friday night football to powering the classrooms that shape the students of Lake County, IBEW Local 697 is proud to support our region schools and the communities we call home. A career as a union electrician could be your next great move. Your next cap might be a hard hat. IBEW Local 697, powering futures, powering the region.
You're watching Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, presented by George's Eurospot in Chesterton. George's Eurospot. Check out the menu online at georgeseurospot.com.
Making me hungry.
I am too.
I know a place to go. Not too far from here. Big shout out to George's.
Our neck of the woods tonight.
Post-game snack maybe. We'll see. I don't know, but we got a juicy one up here right now. Again, Chesterton getting on the board with a big-time catch from Lewis Raffin, but Lake Central now their best drive of the night. How are they going to respond?
First down and 10 at their own 47 following the face pass penalty that we thought would have been a crucial second down loss. Westerland breaks in off the edge, and he'll take down Reed at the line of scrimmage.
Again, a very promising piece for this Chesterton defense. They lost a very solid edge rusher last year in Owen Edlin, who made tons of plays, just one of those staples of the Chesterton program. And that's looking at the ever-evolving offensive schemes and what quarterbacks are asked to do here in the region. An edge rusher, the value of a pass rush goes up, and you kind of need somebody to kind of take that reign. And, replacing somebody like Owen Edlin, that's some big shoes to fill. But right now, this junior looks to be doing just that from what we've seen so far.
So no gain on the play. Allows the pass, jump ball down the sideline. It's caught. Flag down as Verda tight ropes the sideline. This could be OPI.
Kind of one of a jump ball throw there, Kevin. We'll take a look at the replay here. Verda, somebody who he's had quite a connection with over these past few weeks, and I don't know. I'm very interested to see where this goes. It looks like, you hit it right on the head there, Kevin. That will be offensive pass interference. Had him with the push off there. We'll take a look at that one more time, if you will. Again, a good ball there from Lalich, kind of a jump ball. Yeah, maybe a little shove there in the back.
It's a tough one.
It's a tough one, but he'll back them up. And, again, one of those chunk plays, especially through the air, something we haven't seen from Lake Central tonight outside of that opening play of the ball game. But a killer of a penalty to set up now second and Country Mile once again.
25 to be exact.
There it is.
Penalties have completely derailed Lake Central's 2 opening drives on offense tonight.
Yeah, I mean, those are things, again, you got to kind of hammer down, especially, entering latter parts of the second quarter and potentially the second half. But there's been some promise here so far. They just cannot shoot themselves in the foot.
Turley, the tailback. Mansfield, the motion man. They'll give it to Mansfield, who cuts it upfield. Gains a handful, not nearly enough on second down. So here comes third, and I like the word you used, country mile.
Yeah, no, it's pretty close. We've seen a couple third and longs here so far. I like what I'm seeing from the freshman in the backfield for Lake Central. Doing a great job. He's a tough runner, despite, again, when you walk in as a freshman, that is it's one of those things where you walk in wide-eyed and maybe running a little bit timid and just want to hold on to the football, but not over here for Lake Central. Doing a great job in his limited action here so far.
Yeah, also plays defensive back for this team as well.
That explains it then. There you go. Not afraid of contact, all right?
Allows the pass. Free rusher here as he's forced out to his left. That ball deflected and incomplete. That was great pressure from Colin Kellogg, the defensive tackle. Career high 2 sacks a few weeks ago against LaPorte, but more importantly, though, he's a guy in which you can't let the football out of your sights with him in the area because he's second on the team in forced fumbles.
Interesting. Yeah, the Trojans are doing a great job on these third and longs of getting to the backfield and hurrying up throws like that with Wes Lodge. You had to get off platform, try to make a play rolling out left, which isn't easy to do as a righty quarterback. They get off the field once again after a couple more penalties. Really backlogged this offensive drive.
Bryce Robinson in the area as that will roll out of bounds around the 30, give or take. And so now here comes the Chesterton offense again for their third possession of the night. It looked like it was doomed there. They are at 3rd down and 7 before a slant route somehow goes for 65 yards to Pater.
Hey, if there's a will, there's a way. Again, when you just have, man coverage, and if you get an in-breaking route like they had there, the Trojans did. Again, you get it past the sticks, and then it's a one-on-one matchup, and he shakes off a tackler and then puts on the burners to take it the distance.
1st down and 10 from the 26-yard line. Bradford, the motion man. High snap, they give it off. Govea jumps out of a tackle, and he's up to the 31.
I will say, all in all, yes, there's been a couple explosive plays for Andrew Govea, but Lake Central doing an admirable job to start. But I think the one thing to look out for is what do those, 3 to 5 yard runs turn in the fourth quarter? Do they start to turn into 8 or 9 when, again, he really wears on the defense? I guess we'll have to wait and find out.
Yeah, Govea is used to playing the full 4 quarters. He's averaging nearly 29 carries a game this season. Play fake on a rollout there for Boyd. He'll take a shot over the top. He's got Michael Roan across midfield.
I'll tell you what, that is a ball, Kevin. Lake Central looks like they had this kind of figured out, and the coverage looked good. They kept the quarterback contained, and he just puts it right in the bucket. The sophomore, again, he makes some plays like that it's just like, this guy's really a sophomore. Again, he's not asked to do much on given nights, but he protects the football, and he puts the ball in the spots where they need to be. And right there, again, just one of the top plays of the night, we could say, despite that 60-yard touchdown they had earlier.
It's a 1st down brought to you by Four Seasons Mechanical in Maryville, your Northwest Indiana heating and air conditioning specialist. Wish puts his foot in the ground and picks up another 1st down just outside the 35-yard line. And it's another Four Seasons Mechanical 1st down, brought to you by our friends at Four Seasons Mechanical in Maryville. Visit them on the web at fourseasonsmechanical.com.
All just the timing right there, Kevin. Again, when you're playing kind of that soft coverage and DB is all the way back there, Gus Wish. I mean, that's almost too much yardage for an athlete like him. And obviously 2 guys that are very well, they got great chemistry with Hunter Boyd and Gus Wish.
That one was good for 14 there. The team's leader in receiving yards in Gus Wish. Boyd again, he'll go short. Bradford, the tight end underneath. He's inside the 35. Good for about 2 there on the 1st down set.
And for Hunter Boyd, we talked about how much he protects the football as the quarterback. Again, I think he's up to now 9 touchdown passes, only 1 interception. So when he's asked to throw, he keeps the ball out of harm's way, which is super important as a quarterback. And again, you might see that from younger guys where they want to kind of be passive and make the right play. But I mean, he's effective. He's not a gunslinger. He puts it where it needs to be, like we said, and so far leading a pretty good drive here.
All more impressive when you mix in this is his first season starting at the varsity level as well. Govea following his blockers. Pyle pushing him inside the Indian 30. And it'll bring up 3rd down and short.
And again, when this passing game, which has kind of been more of an explosive unit to start this game, it may kind of open up the run game, which is kind of scary to say when you have 13 in the backfield, one of the top rushers in the Duneland Conference. But I think our first big 3rd down of the game here, Cavan, Lake Central, now a 3rd and 3. Don't want to give them any free yards here. Obviously, a 5-yard penalty would give them a 1st down. But I want to see how aggressive they'll be.
Raffin in motion. On 3rd down and short, it's Govea right up the gut. It's clogged by Brody Ramirez, shy of the yard in the gain. That was well done there from the middle linebacker, the team leader in sacks, and keep in mind, he's one of the big cogs in the middle of that defensive unit. A returning all-state player from a year ago limits the damage to 1 yard there from Govea.
Yeah, he's got a real chance of playing on Saturdays. He's a very stout linebacker who's only a junior. And one of those matchups we kind of wanted to talk about between the defense and the offense. And we saw Govea versus Ramirez, and I'll give that one to Ramirez.
It's 4-down territory here, sponsored by our friends at Four Seasons Mechanical in Maryville. Visit them on the web at fourseasonsmechanical.com. Boyd to pass, check down, and it's caught for a 1st down at the 25-yard line by Michael Roan.
Takes a lot of trust there for your sophomore quarterback, once again, to put that ball on the money. It's a quick developing play. Again, it's all timing, and more importantly, to hold on to the football and move the sticks.
That just shows you the trust that Mark Peterson has, and he's been very open about how much he's happy to see the improvement from his young gunslinger out there. Mm-hmm. And that's why they're going to throw the ball a lot more, because they're more confident in him as the season's gone on. Another drop back for him. Looking left, that ball is somehow caught. Gus Wish high points the football as he threw it into double coverage.
Good ball, good catch. It is the story of the game so far has really been the passing offense of the Chesterton Trojans and spreading the football around. Again, puts it on the money. Not an easy throw outside the numbers, and Gus Wish especially go up there and get it. High pointing the football, like you said. That's receiver class 101. Did a great job there to set up now, really expand the playbook here on 2nd and 4.
Govea bounces outside, and he will finally be taken down. About 4 guys in the area for Lake Central. And they'll take it either way. It's the loss there on 2nd down and short.
Yeah, again, Lake Central flying to the football. Again, obviously that first guy, that's a tall task to bring him down one-on-one. But to now force a loss of about 5 yards there to set up a 3rd and 9. Now here, Lake Central, again, passing down. Chesterton could try and maybe cut this in half. They got a great kicker over there in Mace Redmond, but
they kept him off the field on 4th down and short. Keep in mind, Redmond, his long this year is 41. So we're in his field goal range right now. Boyd going to take a shot, looking for Raffin, and it's incomplete, right through his hands. He beat Jacob Whitehustler in coverage. And now a decision for Mark Peterson, and this time he will send out Mace Redmond.
And that is another dot there. Looks like just kind of a corner route there, trying to get to the pylon, put it right where he wanted to. Hit Raffin's hands, but now got to settle for 3 potentially here. Redmond, he has a boot. Like you said, been one of the more efficient kickers here in the region.
4 for 4 this year on field goals. The long he made was 41 against Valparaiso. Player may have jumped. Redmond on the way, wide left. So Lake Central does their job on defense. Special teams holds well as Redmond misses his first field goal of 2025. We'll take a quick break. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website.
Welcome back. Opening play of the Lake Central drive is an outside give to Christian Reed, and he's across the 25-yard line.
Lake Central doing a great job getting off the field, bend but do not break. The first miss from Ace Redmond on the season. Had the leg, just did not have the accuracy there. And now again, we saw another great first down run there for Lake Central. We've seen some flashes from this offense. Can they sustain a full field drive and go into the half potentially with some points on the scoreboard?
Opportunity to also go 2 for 1 here as well. Lake Central will get the ball coming out of the break. Inside, Reed lowers his shoulder. Man, he's a yard shy.
But the Indians are getting a little bit of a push on this offensive line and now setting up a third and very short here. Could be 2 plays in your back pocket.
And keep in mind, they're doing this on the ground without Cameron Reddick, who is usually their design quarterback run package QB. Reddick, who, by the way, is the team's leading rusher this year.
Yep. He's a brute. I mean, he's kind of one of those guys like a third and short. You'd expect maybe a package for him, but right now we're doing it with the sophomore quarterback right now here, Wes Lauch with the QB keeper.
And he'll pick up the first down. Taken down by Robinson. And that right there will extend this late first half drive, and it's a Four Seasons first down. Brought to you by our friends at Four Seasons Mechanical in Maryville, your Northwest Indiana heating and air conditioning specialists.
Chesterton probably didn't expect that. Really the first designed run for Wes Lauch, and a good call there to move the sticks, and now we enter that 4-minute drill for the Indians. And like you said, they're going to try and go 2 for 1 here.
Screen pass, Mansfield escapes somehow, breaks through 2 tackles, and turns what would have been a loss of possibly 2 into a gain of about 4.
I'll tell you, he's a fun runner to watch. He's just somebody that doesn't really go down off initial impact, and looking good here so far.
2nd down and 6. Mansfield, keep in mind, only had 1 catch coming into tonight. He's got 2 here in this opening half.
A couple carries as well, I think. Relying on him a lot. May have found something here for the future.
Flag at the time of the snap. There was some pre-snap motion that I think is going to bring this play back. That was a loss of 4 there for Christian Reed. So we'll see what they like to do. Mark Peterson got a decision. Do you take the loss of 4, or do you just take the penalty and take it for 5?
I think I take the former, but that's not my decision up here. But Justin did a great job getting in the backfield despite the penalty on the opposition as well. And looks like, they'll decline it. That is probably the way to go.
So they'll decline the penalty. They had the aforementioned Mansfield in motion that I think was the infractor.
Mm-hmm.
And now here comes 3rd down and 9. Motion man again. Lauch looks right, comes back left. He's got Verda, but he's taken down well short. That was great pursuit there from Kellogg, as well as Lucas Anderson, the outside linebacker. Anderson's another one of those fun guys to watch on this Chesterton defense.
Yeah, he leads that squad. He makes a couple big plays. He's a sure tackler as well. And these tunnel screens, easy for a lot of the defense to be fooled. Obviously, Lake Central trying to pick up some yards and maybe get enough for the first, but cannot fool this Trojan defense that has been very, very strong here so far. Now just over 2 minutes to go here in the half.
Hollencamp boots it away. It sends Robinson back inside his own 25, and it takes a Chesterton spin to the 27-yard line. So silent field position. Trojans have 2 timeouts, 2 minutes and 24 seconds left to try to get some points and some more momentum, knowing that Lake Central gets the ball coming out of halftime.
Yeah, I'd definitely like to try and at least milk the clock and get some points. Don't give Lake Central this ball back, despite them not really having too much success. Again, they're falling behind the sticks, Lake Central is, and kind of shooting themselves in the foot. But Chesterton here, I'd like to, again, one of the goals, just hold on to this football by the end of the half, and who knows, maybe set up Mace Redden with a chance at redemption. Another field goal attempt.
5 wide here on 1st and 10 from the 27. Boyd, plenty of time going down the middle, and it's incomplete. He overshot Raffin. Well, they want to take that shot play there, that explosive play. We saw it, an unconventional explosive play, mind you, that scored the touchdown.
Yeah,
they tried it again.
And then first down, don't often see the empty set. They're coming out for Chesterton. Trying to get something there. I thought they saw something there with Hunter Boyd. One of the rare kind of incompletions we've seen from him so far. He's looked pretty sharp in these early stages of the game, but looks like they're going to foul the hop with another empty set.
Roan motions to time the formation. Jet motion here for Lewis Raffin. Puts his foot in the ground. He's across the 30. And he's gang tackled there by White Hustler and Ramirez. And now here comes 3rd down and about 3.
At that point, pretty much outside zone there for the Trojans. A nice a 2nd and 10 call there to really spread up the defense. They had quads at one point and had 4 lead blockers out wide.
They fumble the snap. Boyd, I think, falls on it. Yes, he does. So it's going to lose yards. And right there, Coach Pete burns his first time out with 1:45 left. And an opportunity to get points late in the half, get some momentum, try to go 2 for 1 against the number 9th ranked Chesterton Trojans in our Enigenberg Home Improvement Top 10. And make sure to visit regionsports.com, Facebook/Region Sports Nation, Instagram, and Region Sports Network's YouTube for this week's Home Improvement Top 10. Presented by Enigenberg Exteriors. Enigenberg Exteriors, you can find them on the web at ebergexteriors.com.
Also, feel free to check out all those pages that Kevin mentioned. Tonight, we have a 4-game slate. We mentioned that it's busy on the Region Sports Network. Alongside the game you are currently watching, we are live from Wheeler High School as they battle the Calumet Warriors. We also have live just down the street, the Valparaiso Vikings host the number 2 Maryville Pirates coming in on our poll. And live from Amesfield at Michigan City, the Wolves are taking on the Portage Indians. And plenty of other stuff. Track and Mantle Hometown Scoreboard, live studio shows. We got a wrap-up show, and a lot of football coverage for all of you guys. And you all deserve it.
Who's got it better than us?
Nobody.
There we go. It is Redmond to punt. On 4th down and 4, so the fumble forcing the ball away. That one nearly blocked. Mansfield's going to let this one drop inside the 35 and roll out of bounds. So silent field position here for LC with a minute 30 and change on the scoreboard.
I think outside of the goal here, of course, to score, but let's have a drive with no penalties. Let's not make any mistakes. No fumbled snaps here. Let's put something together and build up some sort of, again, give us a spark entering the half. Because, again, every drive, although they've had some good plays, some explosives on the ground, more specifically, they kind of negate that all with penalties and mental lapses and stuff that they're hoping to clean up, hopefully in this drive, if not the second half.
An offense that has scored just 18.5 points a night so far here this season. And they're trying to put together a complete 4 quarters. Their coaching staff feels they haven't done that yet. But here on the road, they can steal some momentum as they're playing the role of villains tonight. And they're going to blow this one dead. False start on LC. So before we can even get this one going, there's your penalty that you were worried about.
Yeah, well, let's check that off the list. Let's not get 2 penalties here, I guess. But, yeah, that's one of those things as a coach that just really kind of makes your skin crawl. First play of a drive.
Yeah.
Get the ball back here, guys. Let's make a play. Let's make our first impression on 1st and 10. And our first impression features some laundry on the field. Killer there right now, but there could be worse penalties, I guess. But They got to follow this up here with hopefully a clean operation. And at this point, just hold on to the football. And again, still minute 33. This Chesterton defense now winning first down, I'd say, right here already. They may try and get the ball back. Still 2 timeouts in their back pocket.
Yeah, each side with 2. This is now 1st and 15 from the Indian 27. Lalich. Backer picks up, pocket collapses. Kellogg brings him down. At the 22-yard line, big 9-7 picks up his 3rd sack of the season, tying the team lead with Zane Westerlund.
Looks like they ran a stunt up front there to free him up, and just like that, a big play to really kind of negate after, again, that big penalty to start the drive, and now Chesterton finally gets home for their first sack of the evening.
So now here comes 2nd down and 20. Lalich will go near sideline, and it's short. He had Verda on a comeback route near the original line of scrimmage, and now once again 3rd and a country mile with exactly 60 seconds on the clock.
I want to say, this might be the 3rd and 20 plus for Lake Central here so far.
It's our 4th of the game.
Oh, yeah, they're a couple too many. And I think more of that's been happening with the team in white here tonight, and that's going to be something that, again, this cannot happen. It's not sustainable, and it's not something that's going to fare them well in the second half.
Should clarify, 4 between the 2 teams, 3 for LC, 1 for Chesterton on their opening drive. Lalich, pocket collapsing over the middle. He's got Rowden, cuts back outside across the 40, and Logan Rowden does a nice job after the catch, making this 4th and manageable, and now Pete Koulianos has a very interesting decision to make here.
Definitely so, but looking at the throw from Lalich, there finds the window. One of the best throws of the night from the sophomore quarterback, and an even better tackle, because that would have been a first down if he didn't get hawked. And
they're going to go for this on 4th down and 2. 4-down territory here.
Or will they? Play clock's at 15, so
they could take this down, take the delay, and then boot it away, or they'll just burn the timeout now, which they will with 20 seconds on the clock.
Don't go away for long at halftime. We'll also show some of it's Teacher Appreciation Night here at Chesterton High School, so we got to give a big shout-out to the teachers on the field getting honored tonight. We'll turn it to kind of our PA guy to fill you all in. It's a 20-minute halftime, so we will take a couple breaks and look at the scores around the region as well. But, I believe the color guards performing. Of course, they're going to honor the teachers. I believe the band, of course, is performing as well at halftime.
And
so
now
Trojan Guard will perform, excuse me.
They did a great pregame performance as well, too. They're getting ready to march in from the end zone to our left up here at the press box on the north end as well. During the timeout, LC brings out the punt unit, so they minimize the clock that Chesterton can use here right before the break. Robinson, the deep man, as the lone returner for the Trojans. We have 20.3 seconds left. Robinson from the 24 sneaks through 2. And there's a flag, though, at the time of the snap.
That came out early. I think early indication is it might be on Lake Central.
It's a good punt, too.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of them from Mr. Olenkamp. He's been tremendous, as he really has been all season. Kind of putting it, again, outside the numbers, really not given much area to run.
So we'll see what the decision is here with 11 seconds left.
Looks like they're talking with Coach Peterson, so I think the indication is that this is on Lake Central.
I think they will decline this. They're going to actually check that. They're going to actually add it on to the end of the run.
But it looks like, they'll, even with the 7-0 lead, some decent field position, 2 timeouts, it looks like they're going to kneel it down and potentially take this down to half.
Only so much you can do with 11 seconds.
Yeah, you trust your quarterback, but I don't know about that much. And so far the Trojans have, despite the 7-0 start here in the first half, they've they've been the better team. They've been the cleaner team. They've been the cleaner team for most of the season, and right now it's why they're up 7-0.
A low-scoring defensive battle where the lone touchdown was a passing touchdown. Don't know how many people in the region thought that would be the case after the first half here at Lake Central and Chesterton, but it is the case here tonight with the Lewis Raffin 65-yard touchdown reception. The difference on the board, Trojans 7, Indians 0 after a half. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Since 1998, customers have enjoyed Chicago dogs, Italian beef, burgers, Polish, and of course the gyros, all from the original George's Gyro Spot in Chesterton. Located at 325 North Calumet Road, George's Gyro Spot prides itself on fast, friendly service at affordable prices. Open 7 days a week, George's Gyro Spot offers dine-in or carry-out. To place an order, call 219-926-5435 or go to georgesgyrospot.com to check out their menu and to place your online order. The original George's Gyro Spot.
At Strachan Van Til, we believe grocery shopping should be simple. Now, shopping is easier than ever with our new and improved website. Find what you need fast. Browse your favorite products, add them to your cart, and check out in just a few quick steps. Choose between convenient in-store pickup or let us handle the heavy lifting. From our shelves to your doorstep. Skip the lines, shop your way, and spend more time on what matters most. With our rewards program, enjoy incredible savings and personalized offers every time you shop. Shop online now at strachanvantil.com or download our app today.
Hi, I'm Crowd Company's Lantern Man. If you're a contractor, it's my job to make your insurance coverage simple and affordable. Because I know time is money, I'll come to your business. Certificates and bonds are a snap. Wherever you are, whatever business you're in, we've got you covered. As Crowd Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowd Companies, insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As we offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
From lighting up Friday night football to powering the classrooms that shape the students of Lake County, IBEW Local 697 is proud to support our region's schools and the communities we call home. A career as a union electrician could be your next great move. Your next cap might be a hard hat. IBEW Local 697, powering futures, powering the region.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialist.
Can't wait for summer, but dreading the heat because your old AC let you down? Don't sweat it out this summer. Call Economy Electric Heating and Cooling. The professionals there can fix you up. Install a central air unit that'll last for years. Your family deserves to stay comfortable. And with a 24/7 emergency service, comfort is just a phone call away. Give them a call at 219-923-4441 or check them out on the web at 4ajobdoneright.com.
You're watching Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, presented by George's Gyro Spot in Chesterton. George's Gyro Spot, the original George's Gyro Spot in Chesterton. 219-926-5435. Captain Later, Mike Dwan with you here. Region Sports Network on Game Night in the Region. Halftime here. Unusual low-scoring affair here between these two teams. 7-0 Chesterton, the lone difference. That 65-yard touchdown pass from Hunter Boyd to Lewis Raffin.
Yeah, it's been maybe not on our bingo cards. Again, two offenses that are able to kind of put up points, at least at some given times, but it has strictly been defense here. And although the defenses have shined, I think one thing that both of these teams could really kind of clean up are the mistakes. Again, we enter the final third of the regular season, so the first third is kind of one of those where, hey, you realize what you got. Okay, who are our players? Who are those young guys that, okay, they might be some building blocks, and we'll give them some grace. They might be, again, a little bit timid. They might think a little bit too much about the plays. And once you kind of hit that second, third, then it's like, okay, let's start to kind of make this second nature, and let's really start to kind of gel. And we know who our guys are, but where's the consistency at as a team? And when we get to the final third of the season, where we're at now here, Kevin, we can't be shooting ourselves in the foot every single drive, and that's kind of what both of these teams are doing. And I'd say the team that's doing a little bit more are the Lake Central Indians, a team that is coming into this game that has, like you said, talking with Coach Koulianos, is the consistency. Is that they're hungry for some consistency, and they're yearning for just a full game of quality football. And so far, they're not tracking here tonight. But again, it's only a 7-point game, and believe it or not, the way we're talking about Lake Central, you'd think they'd be down by 3-4 scores. But this is a game that is very much within reach. And for Chesterton as well, they've had some squandered opportunities. They've also been behind the sticks at times. And although we've seen some great things from Hunter Boyd, this offense still, again, only 7 points to their liking. Although they have the lead, they're leaving something on the table as well.
Yeah. 7 penalties by our count up here in the booth for the first half for Lake Central. Meanwhile, you look at this Chesterton team coming into this game, the idea that everyone was expecting was get the ball to 13, knowing that this is an LC defense that's going to be playing on their heels, where the strongest part of the defense is the secondary. Front six of Lake Central. Really good job limiting Andrew Gouveia so far.
Again, to start this game doing that is great. But the thing that makes him and all those big-time running backs great is how do they fare when it gets in the second half and when it gets deep in the game and when the defense is really kind of worn down. But a great start for Lake Central, not to discredit them at all, but they have to play, again, we keep talking about it, but a full 4 quarters and keep this train rolling if they want to kind of stay within this game and especially limit 13 in the backfield. But a very, very solid job. Brody Ramirez, who leads that unit as the junior, made a couple big plays. And, yeah, like you said, that front group of the Lake Central defense, a gold star for them, I'd say, here in this first half.
At the conclusion of tonight's game, we'll name the Crowd Companies Lancerman Superhero of the Game. Crowd Companies, the insurance professionals. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have some scores from across the region. This is Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Some see a wrestling match. We see a 6-minute lesson in grit. Some see a coach sending a runner home. We see a mentor guiding a student athlete into the future. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Earn while you learn from the best hands in the business. The Bricklayers Allied Craft Workers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. That's right, this is a paid apprenticeship.
I'm getting an education while learning a trade and getting paid for it.
The thing that surprised me the most about this apprenticeship program is the respect I have received after the proper time and training.
Classes start soon, so apply now. There are training centers throughout Indiana and Kentucky. We are the Bricklayers and Allied Craft Workers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. The best hands in the business.
Calling all current and future homeowners in the Northwest Indiana area. Whether you're buying or selling, Brent Wright is here to make your real estate journey smooth and successful. With years of experience, personalized service, and a deep knowledge of the market, Brent will help you find the perfect place or get the best deal for your property. Call today at 219-406-7195 and take the first step toward your real estate goals. Contact Brent Wright, the right way to buy and sell real estate.
When it comes to your money, you deserve more than just numbers on a page. You deserve someone who sees the full picture. Meet Mark Machnick, one of Northwest Indiana's most trusted accounting professionals. Whether you're running a business, planning for retirement, or just trying to make sense of tax season, Mark Machnick, located in Highland, makes it simple, personal, and believe it or not, painless. Contact Mark and his team today at 219-595-5290. Mark Machnick, CPA.
Life isn't always loud. Sometimes it's the quiet moments that matter the most. Of effort, of a dream taking root. And behind those moments, there's trust. Thank you for trusting Centier Bank with those moments and making us a part of your story. Thank you for the opportunity to earn your trust.
At Blyce, We're used to having the athlete shop at our store.
Down, sit, put.
But sometimes they get carried away. Blythe, this is where the athlete shops.
At the conclusion of tonight's game, we'll name the Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the Game. Brought to you by Boilermakers Local 374. Earn while you learn with Boilermakers Local 374. Halftime rolling on here at Chesterton High School. Captain and Mike enjoying your company on this gorgeous, unseasonably warm, early October Friday night. Time for the scoreboard. Follow all of tonight's Region football scores live on the Hometown Scoreboard, streaming on youtube.com/Region Sports, facebook.com/Region Sports, and regionsports.com, courtesy of your neighborhood Strack and Van Til. Shop online for delivery or curbside pickup at strackandvantil.com. You ready for some scores, Mike?
Hit me.
Alrighty, third-ranked Andrean on top of Angola, 21-0 in the third quarter. River Forest leads Bishop Knoll 9-0. They're nearing the half at that one. Awaiting a score update from Bowman Academy and North Newton. That was a 7 o'clock kickoff. At the half, Calumet leads 5th-ranked Wheeler 10-7. That's an interesting one.
Yeah, game we have on the Region Sports Network. Two of the GSSC's best are undefeated in their respective division, and part of me thinks, when Wheeler kind of had that week off against Boone Grove, which was just a very, very unfortunate situation with, the alleged threat going on at the school, and they had to kind of cancel everything. They kind of took a step back against Westside the week after, again, a game that was fairly close, and a team that was rolling through those first few games of the season. And so now you kind of head into this game against Calumet, and we still got a second half to play, of course, but a slow start, and Calumet, not to discredit them at all. I mean, this is a unit that a lot of new faces, and Charles Sallery as the head coach really turning a corner with that program over there. But they still got some work to do, obviously. You got a second half to play, but you would know where to find that broadcast on the Region Sports Network.
24 minutes left in that one. That's going to be a lot of fun. Awaiting a score from East Chicago Central and Lake Station. My guess, Lake Station with David Parker probably doing their thing tonight as well. This is, by the way, this is not a halftime score. This is not a final score. This game is currently in progress in the second quarter. Hammond Central is at number 10 Morden. It is currently still being played in the second quarter right now. It is 56-0 Morden in the second quarter.
Yeah, I mean, there's been Hammond Central. It's been kind of a tough first year of it. And we can kind of look at these teachers coming up here soon here, Kevin, before we get into more scores. But, a little bit about that game. Yeah, I mean, it's an emotional game. But Hammond Central has a lot of work to do in terms of it's a winless start for them. And for Morton, again, they got a very talented roster. All records go out the window in this one. But, geez, yeah, that is
it's not even at the half. It's 56-0 before the half.
Running clock will definitely be in effect come the second half. Yeah, Morton taking that one a little bit personal.
Yeah, that's the emphasis on taking it personally. More scores after this, but for now we hand it over to our public address announcer for Teacher Appreciation Night.
Overcome challenges or by building relationships that create a positive and supportive learning environment. Those teachers have received their letters and are being recognized here tonight, along with all other current teachers present from our district. At this time, we'd like to recognize those teachers that our senior football players have recognized. I will announce the player's name along with the teacher they have chosen. Mr. Ward, chosen by Drew Pasilio. Mrs. Cochran, with Gus Wish. Josh Tudor, with Kenneth Calloway. Matt Waters, and Luke Casala. Mrs. Blythe, chosen by Hunter Boy. Natalie Kazmarski, chosen by Logan Chestovich. Mr. Potter, chosen by Zachary Hancock. Robert Durantz, chosen by Lucas Anderson. Der sehr geehrte Herr Justin Martinson, chosen by Caden Kodecker. Mrs. Kayla O'Neill, chosen by Roberto Stabolito. Mr. Long, chosen by Alexandros Zeres. Miss Kathy Rolls, chosen by Andrew Govea. Mrs. Arizzi, chosen by Louis Raffin. Kim Connolly, chosen by Turner Enderly. Tom Beal, chosen by Eddie Melton Jr. Miss Jelensky, chosen by Bobby Spencer. Mr. Limovich, chosen by Joey DeMeo. Mrs. Weil, chosen by Patrick Mokin. Sam Fife, chosen by Mauro Semedy. Mrs. Trout, chosen by Tyler Damers. Mr. Peterson, chosen by Sam Blewett. Mrs. Swanson, chosen by Noah Burke. Mrs. Stento, chosen by Jordan Kiefover. Mrs. Moats, chosen by Carlos Leon. Mrs. Breitska, chosen by Jack Gerhardt. Mrs. Hawkins, chosen by Braxton Otu. Mr. Gland, chosen by Tyler Nevius. Mr. Botel, chosen by Michael Rohn. Dr. Solar, chosen by Evan Lindsay. Mrs. Ellerthorpe, chosen by Dylan Bradford. Miss Gregg, chosen by Hunter McKee. Mr. Conway, chosen by Colin Kellogg. And Mr. Lombardo, chosen by Enzo Righetti. Please join us one more time in showing our appreciation for everything these educators mean to our students, our players, and our community. Congratulations to all of the teachers being honored tonight, and thank you for your continued support of the Chesterton Trojan football team.
Really cool ceremony. We'll step aside for a moment. Our hometown scoreboard and the rest of our halftime show continues right after this. This is Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Some see a wrestling match. We see a 6-minute lesson in grit. Some see a coach sending a runner home. We see a mentor guiding a student athlete into the future. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Earn while you learn from the best hands in the business. The Bricklayers Allied Craft Workers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. That's right, this is a paid apprenticeship.
I'm getting an education while learning a trade and getting paid for it.
The thing that surprised me the most about this apprenticeship program is the respect I have received after the proper time and training.
Classes start soon, so apply now. There are training centers throughout Indiana and Kentucky. We are the Bricklayers and Allied Craft Workers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. The best hands in the business.
Calling all current and future homeowners in the Northwest Indiana area. Whether you're buying or selling, Brent Wright is here to make your real estate journey smooth and successful. With years of experience, personalized service, and a deep knowledge of the market, Brent will help you find the perfect place or get the best deal for your property. Call today at 219-406-7195 and take the first step towards your real estate goals. Contact Brent Wright, the right way to buy and sell real estate.
When it comes to your money, you deserve more than just numbers on a page. You deserve someone who sees the full picture. Meet Mark Machnick, one of Northwest Indiana's most trusted accounting professionals. Whether you're running a business, planning for retirement, or just trying to make sense of tax season, Mark Machnick, located in Highland, makes it simple, personal, and believe it or not, painless. Contact Mark and his team today at 219-595-5290. Mark Machnick, CPA.
Life isn't always loud. Sometimes it's the quiet moments that matter the most. Of effort, of a dream taking root. And behind those moments, there's trust. Thank you for trusting Centier Bank with those moments and making us a part of your story. Thank you for the opportunity to earn your trust.
At Blyce, we're used to having the athlete shop at our store.
Down, sit, put.
But sometimes they get carried away. Blyce, this is where the athlete shops.
Welcome back. Halftime rolling on. Your team's taking the field for the second half warm-ups, and with that, it's time to wrap up our scoreboard update. Hobart, Hanover Central are still waiting to score. That's 8th-ranked Hobart, by the way. At the break here in this one, 8th-ranked Chesterton on top of Lake Central 7-0. Still in the second quarter, but approaching halftime quickly. Number 1 in our Enigenberg home exteriors top 10. Crown Point 35, LaPorte 0.
Yeah, the homecoming game over there at Crown Point. We spent a lot of time at Crown Point last night, shooting Region Football Weekly and dinner with the dogs. But, hey, you know, a team's punching in, punching out once again. Kind of like we talked about. Hey, take care of business, but moving forward and start off to potentially a good weekend for the Crown Point faithful.
They really hit halftime over there. They're putting up 35.5 at halftime. At the break, 4th-ranked Lowell on the road at Kankakee Valley. The Red Devils on top 41-0 on the Cougars. They're at the break there.
Oh.
Yeah, down the road, the Campbell Meridian Cup rivals of Chesterton. Valparaiso unranked hosting 2nd-ranked Maryville. They're nearing halftime there, and Valpo's up 21-20 on Maryville.
Wow, a very interesting game brewing over there. I'm interested to see the status of the quarterback for Maryville, Michael Hill Jr. I thought I saw that he went down with an injury late in last week's game. And I don't know if he's suited up. And for this one, there's only one way for you to find out. You can check that out on the Region Sports Network. A very, very interesting second half brewing over there with the Valparaiso team. Despite the 1-5 record, they throw that right out the window and a chance to really shake up the standings and once again build some momentum if they come out of that one on top.
First half winding down at Michigan City Ames Field. 7th-ranked Wolves only lead Portage 15-3. Portage hanging in there. Portage just kicked a late field goal, by the way. It's 15-0. Portage kicked the field goal with about 2.5 minutes left in the half. So obviously, City has the ball back right now, as far as we know up here in Chesterton. But that's interesting right now.
Yeah, Portage is just playing tougher football. They are hanging in games a little bit more. They're not, again, despite the winless record, they're not going out there to pretty much waste their time and kind of just punt in every single game. They're going out there. They're going to give you a fight. And so far at Ames Field, despite a 15-3 deficit. An intriguing score over there on the Region Sports Network.
At the break, 6th-ranked Griffith leads Westside, the Cougars 23-6. That's a home game for the Griffith Panthers. That is your scoreboard update, courtesy of your neighborhood Strachan Van Til Food Market. Strachan Van Til, your favorite Indiana-made grocery store. We'll take our final break. When we come back, kickoff for the second half. This is Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Since 1998, customers have enjoyed Chicago dogs, Italian beef, burgers, Polish, and of course the gyros, all from the original George's Gyro Spot in Chesterton. Located at 325 North Calumet Road, George's Gyro Spot prides itself on fast, friendly service at affordable prices. Open 7 days a week, George's Gyro Spot offers dine-in or carry-out. To place an order, call 219-926-5435 or go to georgesgyrospot.com to check out their menu and to place your online order. The original George's Gyro Spot.
Some see a wrestling match. We see a 6-minute lesson in grit. Some see a coach sending a runner home. We see a mentor guiding a student athlete into the future. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Welcome back. We're getting set for the second half. And real quick, one other update for you. We didn't have a score when we were doing our official scoreboard update. So it's time for a Strachan Van Til brief scoreboard update. The scoreboard update is courtesy of your neighborhood Strachan Van Til Food Market. Strachan Van Til, shop online for delivery or curbside pickup at strachanvantil.com. You're intrigued by this one. Munster and Highland. Mustangs at the break up 21-0.
Battle of the Bridge, baby. One of the best rivalries here in Northwest Indiana. Battling for that bridge right by Wicker Park over there between Highland and Munster. And, hey, I'm rooting for the boys in red. I like when that bridge is painted red. It's a sickening thing when it's the other color. I've been on the other side of that, unfortunately. And two coaches I love, too, as well. Again, Rams St. Louis, a second-year head coach over there. And Ben Geffert, somebody who I played under and looking for a signature win. But through one half, it's Munster. But enough of those other games. We got a second half to play here at Chesterton High School.
And it's a 7-point game to boot as well, with the team trailing by 7, getting the ball out of the break. This is a Quintel kickoff. This kickoff and all kickoffs are presented by Quintel Incorporated. Quintel Incorporated, handling jobs of all sizes throughout the country since 1994. They'll take this out from the 1-yard line, and it is Jaden Mansfield. Good return out to the 24-yard line, so +4 on the net gain there.
And now the story again for Lake Central. There were penalties, and there were some more penalties. They really kind of back it up offensively. How are they going to clean things up? And we saw some explosive plays. We saw them get into enemy territory quite a few times, but again, just drives that stalled. A couple mistakes, and before you know it, again, they're punting the football right back. So they're going to need a much cleaner second half here. And again, this first impression here, it starts right now.
Walich still leads the team out onto the field. Keep in mind, obviously, with that developing situation over the course of this one. Mansfield in motion. They'll swing it out to him on that near side. Now it's a double pass, and he's got Verda wide open inside the 50. Frankie Verda to the house. Double pass for the 74-yard bomb.
How about that, Kevin? I mean, making your first impression. They ran this play quite a few times. The swing pass put it right on the money. Nobody within 15 yards of him waltzes right into the end zone. Lake Central with a kill shot right out of half.
Jaden Mansfield, the freshman, has his first career touchdown pass. Oh, my goodness.
Freshman coming up big today. Had a lot of angry runs and caught a couple passes as well, and now obviously showing his versatility as a passer.
Unbelievable. Snap spotted down, and this game is not tied. Wide left from Olenkamp. It just missed that left upright. But either way, the Lake Central's on the board with a bang. 1-point game. This is Game 9 on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
At Strachan Van Til, we believe grocery shopping should be simple. Now, shopping is easier than ever with our new and improved website. Find what you need fast. Browse your favorite products, add them to your cart, and check out in just a few quick steps. Choose between convenient in-store pickup or let us handle the heavy lifting. From our shelves to your doorstep. Skip the lines, shop your way, and spend more time on what matters most. With our rewards program, enjoy incredible savings and personalized offers every time you shop. Shop online now at strachanvantil.com or download our app today.
Hi, I'm Crowd Company's Lantern Man. If you're a contractor, it's my job to make your insurance coverage simple and affordable. Because I know time is money, I'll come to your business. Certificates and bonds are a snap. Wherever you are, whatever business you're in, we've got you covered. As Crowd Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowd Companies, insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Welcome back. Time for a Quintel kickoff. This kickoff and all kickoffs are presented by Quintel Incorporated. Quintel Incorporated, handling jobs of all sizes throughout the country since 1994. It's a low kickoff and spinning out of a tackle, Stabalito. And he's finally dragged down at the 39-yard line. So a short kickoff and a good return from the gunner in Stabalito. And now it brings up great field position for Chesterton, who now finds himself needing some insurance, clinging to a 1-point lead after that majestical trick play touchdown.
Talk about a way to start the second half here. It was a lax first half from Lake Central. Puts out the double pass there, has a man wide open. And nothing but green grass in front of him to start this second half. But missed the ensuing PAT.
Go Vea. Let's see how big he becomes during the course of this second half. That one good for 5 on 1st and 10.
Yeah, that PAT miss, which Olenkamp has been very, very solid in the punting department. Just a kick that he, obviously he may want back because this could loom large, obviously. Now Chesterton's still holding that 1-point lead.
Yeah, it's his second missed PAT on the season now as well. So keep that in mind as this one goes on. If Lake Central gets another touchdown, the math would suggest you go for 2 at that point. 2nd down and 5. Gavea hurdles, and he gets across the 45.
Going airborne there, big fella. But Lake Central still doing a pretty admirable job of just flying to the football. Yeah, there's been some bigger plays here from Gavea. That's probably customary, and I think you have to live with that. But all in all, it's been a very respectable performance from this defensive unit that is really keeping them at bay. And again, Chesterton only 7 points to show for it.
3rd down and 2. Gavea again right up the middle, churns his legs, and he picks up, from our vantage point up here, 1st down yardage. Yes, he does. The officials will confirm it. That's our first down of the second half, and it's brought to you by Four Seasons Mechanical in Maryville, your Northwest Indiana heating and air conditioning specialists.
And it looks like kind of earlier in the play there, Kev, it looks like he was almost kind of dead to rights there and just put his shoulder down, kept trucking forward, and that's what he does so well. Now just about in enemy territory here for the Trojans.
Gavea, patient that time, but the hole was closed up. That was well done by LC. Felis, first guy there on the stop, but he had a bunch of friendly white shirts around him.
And one of the rare times you see him go backwards, too, as well. Winning 1st down right there for Lake Central. A good start. Now 2nd and 7. That playbook may open up, and we've seen a couple handoffs in a row for Chesterton. This might be one of those areas where they take a shot here or try and find somebody maybe in the flat, somewhere open, and need an easy pitch and catch to get some of these yards back.
4 plays on this drive so far, all of them on the ground. Gus Wish, the wide receiver, the motion man. Play fake. Boyd rolling out to his left, looking for Roan again, and he overshoots him. Roan beating his man in coverage, but luckily for Lake Central, it was about 3 yards out in front, give or take.
The coverage has been pretty good, too, and Boyd took a shot, tried to make a play. Looks like we also got a Trojan down.
It is Roan, the receiver. So, wonder if that is because of the way he landed. It looks like he fell awkwardly trying to make that catch as well. While the trainers attend to him, will step aside. This is Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
From lighting up Friday night football to powering the classrooms that shape the students of Lake County, IBEW Local 697 is proud to support our region's schools and the communities we call home. A career as a union electrician could be your next great move. Your next cap might be a hard hat. IBEW Local 697, powering futures, powering the region.
Welcome back. Make sure to join us at the conclusion of tonight's game, and we'll name the Proud to Be Union Play of the Game, presented by Ironworkers Local 395, Ironworkers Local 395. To find out how you can become a union Ironworker, visit ironworkers395.com. 3rd down and long. Boyd over the middle. Got it at the marker. It's Raffin angling right inside the 30. Stays in bounds inside the 20, and they finally blow him dead there. Raffin, though, extends this drive for Chesterton. After LC had won 1st and 2nd down, it is a 1st down brought to you by our friends at Four Seasons Mechanical in Maryville, your Northwest Indiana heating and air conditioning specialists.
Just a good pitch and catch there again. There are so many solid receivers for Chesterton that, again, it wasn't an area that they turned to a lot last year, just given the makeup of their offense, but a lot of trust all across the board. And, again, a senior-led group out wide with a sophomore that could really sling it, and a big-time 3rd down conversion for Hunter Boyd and the Trojans.
Up to the 22, they go back on the ground game with Gouveia. Spins out of 1 before he's met by 3 Lake Central defenders for a minimal gain on 1st and 10.
Gouveia threw out a good stiff arm there, but Lake Central clawed to the football, and more importantly, it looks like Gouveia got up a little gingerly, required to be helped up there, and He's a tough kid, but it takes a lot to kind of bring him down. But definitely got up from that one a little bit gingerly.
5 of the 7 plays on this drive so far have been for 13 in maroon. Featured tailback again, gets the call. Running right side, and he's gobbled up after a 3-yard pickup on second down.
Here we are once again, a 3rd and medium now, a 3rd and 5, we'll call it. Get the ball at the 18-yard line. Playbook definitely kind of opens up here. We've seen Hunter Boyd in these 3rd down plays make, again, his long touchdown pass to Raffin came on a big 3rd and 7. And more importantly, Govea now off the field. So now that kind of one of your biggest pieces of the puzzle now on the sidelines.
Raffin again in motion. They're going to blow this dead, and Mark Peterson burns his first second-half timeout. 7:40 to go. 3rd quarter. This is Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialist.
Can't wait for summer, but dreading to heat because your old AC let you down? Don't sweat it out this summer. Call Economy Electric Heating and Cooling. The professionals there can fix you up. Install a central air unit that'll last for years. Your family deserves to stay comfortable. And with a 24/7 emergency service, comfort is just a phone call away. Give them a call at 219-923-4441 or check them out on the web at 4ajobdoneright.com.
3rd down and 5 with 7:40 left here in the 3rd quarter. Opportunity for Lake Central to force a field goal or heck even get off the field here. Boyd, straight drop back, looking one-on-one coverage in the end zone. It is incomplete. He liked the matchup with Raffin Solo on the far side, just overshot him. And Mark Peterson's got to make another decision here.
Sticky defense there outside. Again, man coverage, kind of running press there. Again, a good ball from Hunter Boyd, but not good enough. And great coverage out there out wide from Lake Central from what is a strong secondary. And more importantly now, offense stays on the field.
10th play of the drive, 4th down and 5. Boyd again looking for Raffin, overshot him, but there's a flag. White Hustler was the man in coverage. Lake Central arguing that ball was uncatchable. Mike, what say you?
We'll take a look at that one, Kevin. It's, again, PIs are so tough to call, but I don't know. Truth be told, I do not know, and that's why I think they're talking over it right now.
They're going to call holding.
A hold, so that will move the sticks. We'll look at the replay once again, and we'll kind of slow it down for you guys. Get back to pass, kind of a similar play. Tried to fit it in there, and yeah, it might have been tough. Again, the ball was, again, thrown high, so you're trying to reach up and grab that, but I don't know, Kevin.
Yeah, that's
the call. What can you do? Got to respond. Can't hang your head low, and got to rebound here quick.
From the 8, 1st and goal. Ball's on the ground, and Boyd's going to go backwards. It'll be 2nd and goal now from the 14. A 6-yard loss on the opening play.
And hey, who knows, Kevin? I mean, I know it's not 4th down. An old saying goes, ball does not lie. So maybe some an instant get back there to force a little bit of a loss. But Chesterton has been very solid on kind of these 2nd and 3rd and long plays too as well. They've done a great job. Obviously, a little bit tougher here when the field kind of shrinks. You can't have those deeper routes that they probably had earlier in the drive.
They love to call this Govea territory. Boyd flushed out, flag down. So this play will be negated as Boyd sends this one into the next county. And here comes a holding penalty, more than likely, as Cameron Reddick was a free rusher and just got shoved out of the play entirely.
Yeah, and for Chesterton, we talked about in the first half where Lake Central maybe had just a half that was not as clean as the Trojans. From what we're seeing right now from Chesterton, it's been tough sledding here. After getting that first down via a penalty, now they've had a fumbled snap with a goal-to-go situation, and now a holding penalty to really kind of back them up. And another second and long, although it does say second and goal on your scoreboard ticker, it is much longer than that.
It's second and goal from the 24.
Got to try and cut this back, and again, try and give Mace Redmond another chance of redemption.
Fringe field goal territory. Quick out route inside the 20. It was Raffin again on the catch.
All right, and I think that's a perfectly ran play call. Again, something they've had a lot of success with, those quick hitters, those quick outs, those quick hitches. And that's kind of what you want when you just want to try and put points up on the board and require Lake Central to score a touchdown if they want to take the lead.
6 yards on that one, and now here comes third and goal from the 18. You're definitely in Mace Redmond range. Keep in mind, he did miss earlier from 40 in the first quarter.
More importantly, Andrew Govea back on the field. Was sidelined for a little bit.
Boyd again, and that one's blown up. Great open field tackle. Raffin with the catch. Tackle made by Shamsidan, and now here comes fourth down and goal from the 12, and Redmond trots out with the rest of the field goal unit.
And that's how you dial it up. You have two quick plays where you pretty much cut it in half. We talked about second and goal from the 24. Now you set up a little bit nicer kick. Yeah, you're on the right hash, and that's never, you of course rather have it straight on, but set up a much nicer field goal for a kicker that obviously he's trying to get his get back after missing one earlier.
From 29 yards in the right hash, here's Mace Redmond. Now 4 for 5 on the season. On the way, and it's pure. That was a bomb from Mace Redmond. Makes up for the miss from 40 earlier with one from 29 and a tough angle. And it's 10-6 Chesterton. This is Game Night on the Region Sports Network. The only game in town.
Earn while you learn from the best hands in the business. The Bricklayers Allied Craft Workers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. That's right, this is a paid apprenticeship.
I'm getting an education while learning a trade and getting paid for it.
The thing that surprised me the most about this apprenticeship program is the respect I have received after the proper time and training.
Classes start soon, so apply now. There are training centers throughout Indiana and Kentucky. We are the Bricklayers and Allied Craft Workers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. The best hands in the business.
Calling all current and future homeowners in the Northwest Indiana area. Whether you're buying or selling, Brent Wright is here to make your real estate journey smooth and successful. With years of experience, personalized service, and a deep knowledge of the market, Brent will help you find the perfect place or get the best deal for your property. Call today at 219-406-7195 and take the first step towards your real estate goals. Contact Brent Wright, the right way to buy and sell real estate.
This is a Quintel kickoff. This kickoff and all kickoffs are presented by Quintel Incorporated. Quintel Incorporated, handling jobs of all sizes throughout the country since 1994. Basilio to kick off. Mansfield, the deep man, and the freshman will claim it. Stumbles at the 7. Mansfield with a pocket of space, and it's sealed shut at the 23-yard line. So now here comes the Lake Central offense. Last time we saw them, they go double pass for a 76-yard touchdown from Lollich to Mansfield to Frankie Berta.
Yeah, I think I got to pull that play up once again. Let me find this here in our replays. I mean, that was a pretty one coming out of half, obviously, a team that was just desperate to get really something going offensively, and they had some explosive plays, but none more explosive than this to get on the board. But something that looms large now, the ensuing extra point was missed. Now if they want to retake the lead in one possession, they got to follow suit and score a touchdown again.
Triangle right as it's Christian Reed. Burst as he gets outside. Reed shaking tackles, and he's shy of midfield. That's a first down brought to you by Four Seasons Mechanical in Maryville. Visit them on the web at fourseasonsmechanical.com.
And so far, 2 plays for Lake Central, 2 very explosive plays. One of the best runs of the night there for Christian Reed. Just starts inside, bounces back outside, makes a man miss, follows his blockers, and picks enough up for the first down.
Good for 21, and the Turf Monster gets him on 1st and 10 in the ensuing series.
Turf Monster will always win there. It's undefeated. And again, just a killer after get one of those explosive plays, and now you follow it back up, hoping to kind of do the same or at least get a chunk of yardage back. But now a negative play. Now could be a passing down here. I haven't really seen much of the passing game for Lake Central outside of a couple plays. More so than the rushing game.
Walich will throw. Verda there. Turns upfield. First down. Frankie Verda to the 39-yard line.
And Verda's just been one of the key pieces of this passing attack as of late. Again, he has formed chemistry with his quarterbacks, and he is in what a unit that was replacing some pieces from last year's squad, more so Trevor Kubacki, who had a lot of production. In steps the junior wide receiver who has had a hot last few games.
They go hurry up here, and they go back with Christian Reed, who powers forward for 3 yards on 1st and 10.
So far, this has been the best drive of the night for Lake Central. Outside of that negative play caused by the turf monster, it's been a good mix there. We talked about the passing game. We haven't seen quite much of it in a few minutes, but Lake Central starting to find something more complimentary football here, Kevin, and in enemy territory here with just under 4 to go.
Walich again. He's got Verda shy of the sticks, but still another solid completion. Those two have worked well together in the second half.
Taking a page out of Chesterton's book, a play that they had a lot of success on. Just again, when you're playing soft coverage, you got that man pretty open. You know, if you just nail down the connection, something that's worked on all summer, and they have connected on, I think, 2 of those plays here so far, and now set up a very, very manageable 3rd down.
Assuming this is either neutral or positive, this is 4-down territory here?
I would say so. Little too far for your kicker, and I think I wouldn't mind a run here, just try and get maybe a yard or 2, if not the 1st down.
They need 3, and it's blown dead as Pete Koulianos burns his first time out of the stanza. We'll stay here and like to remind you to visit regionsports.com, Facebook/RegionSportsNation, Instagram, and Region Sports Network's YouTube for this week's Home Improvement Top 10, presented by Enigenberg Exteriors. Enigenberg Exteriors. For all your home's exterior needs, visit ebergexteriors.com.
For all you wrestling fans out there, before you forget, although it's Friday nights are for football, this Sunday, all-day Sunday is for wrestling. We are having a fantastic event at the Athletic Performance Factory, the first of its kind, the preseason pinfall party. We'll have live interviews with wrestlers of some of the region's best. We'll also have coaching interviews come out later within the week, but feel free to come on out or be sure to watch us all day Sunday. Take a break from your NFL watching and be sure to tune into the preseason pinfall party. Again, highlighting, although wrestling doesn't start till about mid-November, from what I know, there's a lot of great wrestlers here in Northwest Indiana, and it's a very underrated sport, and it's just a lot of solid pieces, both in the boys and girls wrestling teams.
Excited to watch that on Sunday. It's going to be a lot of fun, and speaking of fun, that's what this game has been tonight so far. 10-6, Lake Central chasing 4, and they need 3 here to extend the drive. Play fake to Reed over the middle. They got Mansfield. Great play design, and Mansfield keeps his feet all the way down inside the 20.
I'll tell you what. I mean, that's why you call a timeout. You want to execute a play. You want to put trust in your quarterback, and it's just simple read there. RPO, one of the toughest plays to defend here in today's day and age, and more importantly, the run after catch sets Lake Central up in the red zone now with a chance to potentially take the lead here, Kevin.
From the 14, Reed bursts through and is 2 yards shy of the line of gain.
And knock on wood, but one of the reasons why Lake Central's had such a good drive, don't think we've had any penalties here.
Correct.
For the Indians. So, I mean, that's been a common theme in the first half, what has really kind of stalled drives, despite getting some explosive plays here and there. But so far, they have marched down the field and trying to end this third quarter in style.
From the 6, here's 2nd and 1. Christian Reed again, off left tackle, loses the football. It's a pile in the end zone, and Chesterton falls on it. Colin Kellogg lands on top of it. And Lake Central knocking on the doorstep of taking their first lead of the game, cough it up in the red area.
if there has just been a play that's just been kind of definitive of how this first parts of the season has kind of been like for Lake Central, it's kind of one of those where they have some pieces, they make explosive plays, they put together great drives, great spurts, great periods of the game, and then it's just finish or do this last thing right and really make things happen. And Lake Central right now, for them, they got to shake it off and get ready, because now this is the time where Chesterton, they smell blood on the water. I wouldn't mind a shot here if I'm Chesterton.
They fake the sweeping motion of Raffin. Boyd over the middle, and he overshoots Gus Wish. Boyd took a big shot from Brian Reisky, the outside linebacker, who was into the backfield untouched.
And Lake Central got home, which was nice, but again, had a man open. Again, that pressure sped up the throw and a little bit off the line, but there's that shot play we were talking about, and things could have got from bad to worse for Lake Central if that one was connected, because he had nothing but green grass in front of him.
So here's 2nd and 10. 2 minutes and change left in the quarter. Pressure comes from the edge. Checks it down. It's caught. It's Michael Roan, who got injured earlier in the quarter. And he's taken down at the 27-yard line and brings up 3rd and short.
Good to see him back on the field as well. He was definitely shaken up down for about a minute after an incomplete pass earlier in this quarter, and now sets things up with a big catch and run there. He's somebody that does not go down easily with his big frame, and I wouldn't say it's 2 plays here given how much they're backed up, but definitely very manageable here with this rush offense.
Govea back in on 3rd down and 3, and with the play clock slowly trickling down, Mark Peterson burns his 2nd timeout of the half. That's an interesting decision there. Now they only have 1 left as they near the 4th quarter.
Yeah, they have 1, and Lake Central has 2, so timeouts are getting used already here. Again, it's a close game, but if this game stays close in the 4th frame, those timeouts, although you don't want to take 5 yards there with that play clock running down, those timeouts might loom large if this game stays in the 1-score game, and right now it's tracking for sure.
You are watching Game Night in the Region Sports Network, presented by George's Euro Spot in Chesterton. George's Euro Spot. Check out the menu online at georgeseurospot.com. Captain Leader Mike Dewan with you here from Chesterton High School, 9th-ranked Trojans, and our Enigenberg Home Improvement Top 10. Lake Central unranked, but for a 2-4 football club, they are battling right now.
They're playing well in enemy territory. Chesterton, of course, packed the house. It's neon night, looking at the students who came out again to support a very solid football team that's won 3 straight games in a row. And Lake Central, obviously just going off of momentum, dropping the last couple. Yeah, it's easy to kind of hang your head and walk into this one and kind of coast through it, but not so fast. Lake Central now, fighting hard, and they've had a couple big plays, and this game definitely going down to the wire and trying to just play those 4 quarters of football that's been so elusive.
3rd and 3, they motion Bradford, the tight end in motion. They go to Govea, waits for a hole. He finds it, and he's got a 1st down to the 33-yard line. And it's a 1st down brought to you by Four Seasons Mechanical in Maryville, your Northwest Indiana heating and air conditioning specialist.
Just when he gets downhill, Kevin, he just runs so hard, and it is really a tough tackle. It's, again, that's kind of why they run out of the gun. They give him that kind of head of steam, and yeah, it makes some people cringe when you take a handoff a couple yards behind the line of scrimmage, but he's going to fall forward, and he's going to make you pay.
Govea again on an inside give. Lake Central ready for it that time, just a 1-yard gain.
Lake Central still doing a pretty good job defensively overall. Again, there hasn't been that big chunk play for Chesterton just yet. Yeah, they had that 3rd and 7, their lone touchdown of the game to Lewis Raffin, but outside of that, there hasn't really been anything big with Chesterton. Yeah, they don't get that many explosive plays, obviously, given their rushing attack, which is 4 yards in a cloud of dust, but Lake Central, again, this defense keeping them in it for sure.
Lake Central shows blitz. They bring it on play action. Boyd going over the top. He's got Raffin wide open. He's got it. Lewis Raffin inside the 15.
Someone say something about an explosive play there. There is a time. Hit up number 15, his 2nd biggest one of the night. A great ball there by the sophomore. Had him getting deep beyond the safeties. And that's your number 1 rule as a DB. Do not get beat deep. Again, that play action, once again, they just run that to perfection. Just given their rushing attack and given how effective that is, everybody creeps up. They get close. They want to try and make a play on Govea. And then your sophomore quarterback drops it over in a bucket to Raffin.
down to the 11-yard line, first down and 10. Final 40 seconds of the quarter. Power formation here. Andrew Govea again, bursting through for 2. Ball came out at the end of the play. They're going to say Govea was down. As Felix on the tackle.
Lake Central once again, thinking about how this offensive drive started for Chesterton, forcing that fumble. Arguably one of the biggest plays of the game, of a big-time swing. And the Trojans now really trying to take advantage and score off of a turnover. They'll take the quarter to think about what they're going to do here on the 2nd and 8.
They can get a first down without a touchdown. However, Mark Peterson's team is thinking 6 here. They lead by 4 after 3. It's Chesterton 10, Lake Central 6 on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
When it comes to your money, you deserve more than just numbers on a page. You deserve someone who sees the full picture. Meet Mark Machnick, one of Northwest Indiana's most trusted accounting professionals. Whether you're running a business, planning for retirement, or just trying to make sense of tax season, Mark Machnick, located in Highland, makes it simple, personal, and believe it or not, painless. Contact Mark and his team today at 219-595-5290. Mark Machnick, CPA.
At Blyce, we're used to having the athlete shop at our store.
Down, sit, put.
But sometimes they get carried away. Blyce, this is where the athlete shops.
Fourth quarter is here, and it's 2nd down and 8 for Chesterton, trying to extend on a 4-point lead. Lewis Raffin goes in motion. They give it off to Andrew Govea, and he's banged out of bounds inside the 10.
Lake Central, once again, I keep talking about their defense, just scraping to the football, doing a great job of getting downhill and meeting Govea to where he's planning to run. I will say, I have been impressed. We talked about they have limited the explosive plays until we just saw one right here before the third quarter with that big pitch and catch there between Hunter Boyd and Lewis Raffin. But overall, especially right here on a 3rd and 8, up by, trailing by 4 points, trying to keep their offense within this one-score game.
This is virtually goal to go. First down is the 1. Boyd will not get that pass off as false start on the offense. That'll push him back 5 yards, so they'll be on the wrong side of the 10.
Both teams have really kind of cleaned things up here in the second half, Kevin, but just an untimely penalty there. Obviously, a 3rd and 8. You do, at the very least, you don't want to make things a little bit tougher on your kicker if you do have to resort to that once again.
So this will push him back to the 13 following the penalty. Keep in mind, Lake Central could easily be up in this game if it wasn't for the fumble there in the end zone middle of that third quarter.
And if this defense is able to respond coming off of that, another explosive play, they had to bring them down here. That's a win for this defense.
3rd and 12 from the 13. Boyd, straight drop back, pumps, stumbles, and he goes down for a loss. Isaiah Alvarez applied the pressure on the weak side, and now a decision for Mark Peterson's team. Mace Redmond has got a good leg, and they're going to bring him out here to try to make it a 7-point game.
Yeah, it's one of the tough things about being a sophomore quarterback. It's kind of one of those plays that it's like, do I try and force it into a window? I don't want to take a sack here, and at that point he just goes down. Lake Central, I consider that one a coverage sack there, Kevin, and more importantly now a big-time kick here for Mace Redmond.
1 for 2 on the day, made from 29. This is from 35, and he got it. Just snuck it through for the 2nd time tonight.
He's got poise. It takes a lot to respond from missing that kick earlier in the game, and when it hits the second half, especially in the fourth quarter, it's something about him. He's cold-blooded, and he did it once again here, and more importantly, Chesterton does get up to a 7-point lead, but Lake Central, the defense gets off the field. Some sudden change all around. A big play was surrendered. But they do not give in, and they keep their offense within this game. Only 7 points here, Kevin. Got a great one brewing here in the Region Sports.
And that was my next point right there to you about Lake Central. All things considered, they keep it within a possession here.
definitely. And their offenses look pretty good. I mean, all in all, again, they've done a lot more damage on the ground, which is okay. Again, there's still a lot of time left in this ball game where if you do have kind of a run-heavy approach, that's not going to completely kill the clock, but got to get some points out of this now.
So now, all the questions about this team, about whether they can piece together full 4 quarters and find a way to muscle out a win at this point. Lake Central has an opportunity on this possession to tie or take the lead if they elect to go for 2, should obviously they find the maroon paint. It's Pacilio to kick it away. Rowden and Mansfield, the deep men for Lake Central. And there's still plenty of time left as well.
Plenty.
That's a Quintel kickoff. This kickoff and all kickoffs are presented by Quintel Incorporated. Quintel Incorporated, specializing in the reconditioning, repair, and remanufacturing of heat exchangers, as Mansfield's taken down at the 24-yard line. So the starting field positions in the second half, own 24, first play, 76-yard double pass touchdown.
Yep.
Own 23, they get to the 6-yard line, on the goal line, fumble the football. Could have been 6 there. Own 24 again.
Let's see how they could follow up. Third time's a charm here, obviously. Well, I think that double pass might be out of the question. They already used that card. But hey,
showed it.
But hey, I mean, they had a lot of promise on that second drive despite fumbling at the goal line. And Lake Central's obviously seeing something against its Chesterton defense that is solid overall.
Play fake. Lalich hit as he throws. He connects with Mansfield. Turns outside, and that was a good decision because he makes it 2nd and inches. Dilbeck on the tackle, and it's 2nd down and 1 to be exact.
I'll tell you what, they're relying a lot on the young pup out there. He's already making some plays and doing a great job all around. Really, truly, again, you have a piece of the puzzle for these next few seasons, and he's producing already at a high level on Friday nights.
Christian Reed taken down behind the line of scrimmage. Zane Westerland, one of the picks to click before the game, and he shows up there. It's a loss of 1.
Yeah, but a relatively quieter game by his standards, but one of the biggest plays of the night defensively to really hold Lake Central at bay. And now setup was not a tackle for loss. There's still a 3rd and 1, but a big-time stop there.
Good call on that one. 3rd and a long one now.
Yeah.
Pistol formation here for Lalich. High snap, and that play was blown up in the backfield. Westerlund again takes down Christian Reed. And it's a 3 and out for Lake Central at an untimely part of this football game.
Looking at the receivers at the boundary, which they had trips, it might have been a Reed kind of on that backside, but Chesterton did a great job on that as well. So try to get the handoff there and nothing going. This Chesterton defense, the biggest stop of the night. Lake Central, a chance to tie or potentially take the lead, and forcing a quick 3 and out the run defense. This was 2nd and 1 and got 2 big stops to force a punt here.
Hollenkamp boots it away. Wish and Robinson back there. Robinson drifts back inside his own 25. And he'll take it at about a 10-yard return, all things considered, as there is a Lake Central player down. It's Rashid Shamsidan, and he's going to be helped off by Cameron Reddick.
Cameron Reddick, one of the captains of this team, looks like he's going to go down. Yeah, he's definitely laboring out there.
And the training staff will come out there as he goes down on the 30-yard line. We'll step aside. This is Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Flip the switch, a light turns on. Press the button, machines and instruments come to life. Touch the screen, communicate with the world. Simple tasks, guaranteed results, every second of every day. That's the power of power. And that's the power brought to you by the Nika Contractors and Electrical Workers of Local 531.
Life isn't always loud. Sometimes it's the quiet moments that matter the most. Of effort, of a dream taking root. And behind those moments, there's trust. Thank you for trusting Centier Bank with those moments and making.
First down and 10 from the 35-yard line. Andrew Govea gets the call. And that was a nice job. Lake Central on the pursuit. And they limit the damage there from the star running back of Chesterton to 1. Brody Ramirez with the stop.
And we talk about this Lake Central defense, but this is the time where Chesterton, as an offense, they need you most. They need to try this offensive line especially. They need to kind of spring something together, and they haven't really had many explosives on the ground. It's been more so through the air, and it hasn't been that many to begin with. But, I mean, this is the fourth quarter when, he wears on you. It's something that happens all throughout the course of the game, and still kind of waiting for that one big pop from 13 in maroon.
Season highs in carries and rushing yards a week ago against Portage. The number's not nearly as high tonight. They've been throwing it more with Andrew, with Boyd, and he's got Gus Wish shy of the line to gain, as it'll be 3rd down and 2 coming up.
Just accurate. Again, you're asked to make those throws, and they're going to nickel and dime you, and if you're going to give them 8 yards, they will gladly take that. And setting up now, what they're really good at is picking up these short yardage situations, and it's what makes this team so dangerous, is that they put their players in some good positions, and they got obviously some key players in some key spots that are very productive. And obviously in a situation like this is where you want to be if you're the Trojans.
Look at the front here from Lake Central. Boyd to pass, and it is juggled, and did he secure it? Yes, for a first down by Lewis Raffin. Needed 3, he got 4.
And that is the call-off rip there. I mean, that is, again, just about 8 yards of separation. When you only need 2 yards, a sophomore quarterback will gladly take that and move the sticks.
It's a first down brought to you by Four Seasons Mechanical in Maryville, your Northwest Indiana heating and air conditioning specialists.
And if Chesterton does not put points up on the board, I think the goal here, Kevin, is get this under 4 minutes and maybe pin back this Lake Central offense if they don't put points up.
Play action. Boyd again, and it's dropped. Looking inside for Patrick Moken. The lane was sealed up there by Brian Reisky.
Yeah, Lake Central did a good job there. Don't look if that ball were to be completed. Don't think that would have gone much anywhere after the catch. More importantly, though, stops the clock. It was a clock that was really kind of dwindling down since Chesterton took over the football. And they'll finally give that Lake Central defense a chance to kind of really breathe and more so give themselves a little bit more time if they do get this ball back.
2 timeouts for Lake Central. Here's 2nd down and 10 from the 46. Boyd straight drop. Again looking for Raffin. He's got it. Keeps his feet, and he dives for the marker. We'll see where they spot it. Looks like they're going to mark him 2 yards short, and it's 3rd down and short. Again, this is huge. Lake Central could still find a way to get off the field here.
Yeah, but Chesterton with them, again, we saw this in the previous set of downs. It was not the best first down play in terms of yardage, but the 2nd and longs, they've, again, hit those short passes, those timing routes to set up these 3rd and 2s. They did it this last set of downs, and once again, opens up the playbook, and more importantly, you're on the plus side of the field.
Third and 2, Boyd again. A lot of time, got it, first down. It's Michael Roan who moves the sticks as he's shoved out of bounds at the 40-yard line of Lake Central. It's another Four Seasons Mechanical first down. Brought to you by our friends at Four Seasons Mechanical in Maryville. Visit them on the web at fourseasonsmechanical.com.
One of the fun things about going through a high school football season, or just seasons in general, is just seeing how teams, both as a culture and just, as a collective unit, really kind of grow over the course of the long season. What we're seeing here is a lot of trust in the sophomore quarterback. On a 3rd and 2, we saw on back-to-back sets of downs, Kevin, to trust the quarterback to make some throws on these timing routes with some receivers that this is his first year under center, the untrained transfer. And they probably would have ran the football if this was this last year.
Boyd on a bootleg. We'll check it down. It's Rowan, and he's blown up. Tackle made by Cameron Reddick. And it's a 2-yard loss.
Reddick, just a dude that could hit. Yeah, we talked about, his play as a quarterback. But they floated around that he's going to be kind of one of those pieces defensively as well. Could obviously, had his time at quarterback, but he's not one to mess with on the defensive side as well. A sure tackler. just kind of one of those hybrids that could play linebacker, play safety, and just somebody could put all over the field.
So here comes 2nd down and 12. Trips off to the left for Hunter Boyd in the gun. Again, looking one-on-one coverage for Raffin, and he overthrows him. That was really good coverage out there by Lucas Embry, the corner, and he's the defensive leader in the secondary for Lake Central, and is truly an inspiration for this team. He missed the entire 2024 season with a broken leg that he suffered in a summer scrimmage, so he didn't even play a single game last year. He suffered it in a scrimmage, but the work he put in the offseason in his recovery and in the weight room to get back to game strength, and not only that, he's a senior as well, so he's a veteran in terms of age, but also a vocal leader and a true inspiration where so many of the young guys of that unit look up to him. Great job in coverage for him. He forces a 3rd down and 12. Blitz coming off the edge. Boyd escapes for the moment, then he goes down. Alvarez again, back to the 45-yard line, and there's the stop LC was looking for.
Lake Central's been kind of dropping some guys in coverage despite showing a blitz, and that time they sent some pressure. Cam Reddick got there first, but brought down Hunter Boyd. A big-time stop for Lake Central once again as the defense gets off the field and, more importantly, gives themselves a chance to potentially tie this game up. With still plenty of time here, north of 5 to go, obviously. They don't want to follow suit of their last drive with a 3-and-out, but the biggest important play here is this punt, which looks like Chesterton now just kind of milked that clock. Only one timeout to their name, or who knows, they might just take the 5 yards to give themselves some more room, which...
Play clock will expire here, so they will take the 5 yards, so the line of scrimmage will push back to midfield. It gives Mace Redmond more leg room if it's him punting, and it is. They've also shown Drew Pasilio punting a couple of times tonight as well. Redmond will go out there and punt. One of the best legs in the region. Last week, had a punt inside the 20, trying to do that again here in 2 straight games. Rowden and Mansfield, the deep men, with 4:58 and counting left. Still a 7-point game. Lake Central in it for sure. Pressure comes. Redmond just gets it off. Redmond falls over as Mansfield claims a fair catch at the 20-yard line.
Yeah, a little bit of contact there in the back, with the punter there, but a couple guys kind of dove for the kick and then kind of tripped over a guy maybe. Could have sold it, could have not, but regardless, Lake Central gets the football back, which is more important. And now, can we get back to what we saw in those first 2 drives of the half? Their 4th drive of the half. Again, they had that 3-and-out last time around. Great job by the Chesterton defense to get off the field. It was a 2nd and 1 at one point and stuffed the run twice. And again, Lake Central we have not really seen much in the passing game from West Lallich. It is outside of really that double pass in the first play of the game. I mean, a couple dink and dunks here and there, but they're lacking an explosive play, a big-time chunk play, and now would be the time to do so.
Lallich, low snap, fakes to give to Reed. Pocket collapses. Lallich out to his right, and he'll pick up 2 on the play. So Lallich avoids that all-important sack as Lallich is still down in a lot of pain. The clock will stop. And now, when you enter a territory here where you need to pass to save some clock, your usual drop-back quarterback is down in some pain. While the medical team looks at him, we'll take a break. This is Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Since 1998, customers have enjoyed Chicago dogs, Italian beef, burgers, Polish, and of course the gyros. All from the original George's Gyro Spot in Chesterton. Located at 325 North Calumet Road, George's Gyro Spot prides itself on fast, friendly service at affordable prices. Open 7 days a week, George's Gyro Spot offers dine-in or carry-out. To place an order, call 219-926-5435 or go to georgesgyrospot.com to check out their menu and to place your online order. The original George's Gyro Spot.
Some see a wrestling match. We see a 6-minute lesson in grit. Some see a coach sending a runner home. We see a mentor guiding a student athlete into the future. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Weslowitz's still down and a lot of pain on that far sideline as the Lake Central training staff continues to take a look at him right now after he was taken down. Never came back up after rolling out to his right, escaping the pocket. You can't take a sack in the situation. Picks up 2 yards on the play before he was tackled, and then now finally he's able to get on up. So hopefully we'll be able to see him during the game. We hope that he is okay as he will come off, which means now for Lake Central they will turn to their senior, Cameron Reddick. 6 feet, 215. We've seen him make a couple of good plays defensively tonight. He's a two-way guy. But between the two quarterbacks, they use him as that dual-threat running quarterback. He's the team's leading rusher in terms of carries and rushing yards this year.
Yeah, he's not unfamiliar to this moment. I mean, he's a leading passer as well. So, I mean, he has a lot of reps. He was their guy under center all of last year. And, yeah, it's, hey, go make a couple plays for us with 4.5 to go with down by a score. But, hey, he's ready for it. And if there's a guy that is in the region, it's Cam Reddick.
Play clock inside 15. Reddick surveying the field, taking a shot over the middle, and he overshot his intended target. He had Logan Rowden streaking near midfield on a deep post route. And maybe a little miscommunication, a little too much mustard on that one as well.
A little bit for sure, and this is the position where you want to have a quarterback who's relatively cold in terms of throwing the football. He got a little bit of reps over there on the sideline when Knowledge was being helped off the field, but now you're at a 3rd and 8, and looking at Reddick's numbers, I mean, he has not been that efficient as a passer. He's obviously much more of a runner, but this is where you want to have him. But watch out for his legs here, Kevin. He could make some plays and do a little bit of improv here.
The Indians need 8 here on 3rd down. Play clock inside 2. Reddick, quick pass, and it's low. Looking far side. He had Verta open at the sticks, and he just underthrew it.
And this is just, it's such a tough situation right now to just come in, and again, you're asked to make plays. It's unfortunate, and we're hoping West Lodge is okay, but about the game and about Cam Reddick, it's, hey, gear up. We need some big plays right now, and obviously, those last 2 throws kind of showed that. He's still trying to kind of warm up and get his feet wet at the quarterback position.
Could be the game right here. 4th down and 8, 4:15 and counting. This is 4-down territory, sponsored by Four Seasons Mechanical in Maryville. Reddick with 4 on the play clock. Takes the snap. Plenty of time. Pressure coming. Steps up in the pocket. Escapes, but he's taken down well short of the line to gain. And it's a turnover on downs for the Chesterton defense.
You can watch out for your legs. You still have 8 yards to pick up. The Chesterton Trojan defensive backs and the linebackers do a great job, as they've done all night in the coverage department, and force Reddick to just try and make a play with his legs, but not so fast there. The Trojans now take over with a very, very good field position here, and only 2 timeouts left for Lake Central.
It's 1st and 10 from the 25.
I think right now it's probably Andrew Govea time. Milk of the clock, maybe set up Mace Redmond for a potential game-sealing kick, and walk out with a W.
Moken in motion. They go to Andrew Govea, waiting for a hole, and there was none there. That was well done by Brody Ramirez, the linebacker, who sealed the edge for LC.
He's really fun to watch. He's just somebody who plays a lot behind the line of scrimmage, which is real tough to do. As a linebacker, you really have to, kind of siphon your way through always that offensive lineman who are trying to, get to you. And he's just quick, but he's strong as well. We've seen him stick Andrew Govea, which is not an easy task to do. And he's done that a couple times here tonight and did it right there on that play.
No gain as well. Clock ticking inside 3.5 left. Lake Central does have 2 timeouts left. So the question is, when do they want to start using them?
If they get a decent stop here, I wouldn't mind burning one now.
Gus Wish. Pre-snap Candy. He'll take the call in a jet motion. Breaks tackles. 1st down and more. Gus Wish dives for the pylon and comes up short. But it's a 1st down, and that very well could do it.
And Wish just one of those gadget guys. They put in motion a lot. He had over 50 yards on the ground last week against Portage. with one touchdown. He does a lot of great work in the passing game, but he's somebody they'll throw in motion, has that speed on the outside, and just found a hole there and may have salted this game away for the Trojans.
23-yard gain there on 2nd and 10 from the 25. It's now 1st and goal from the 2. That was a first down brought to you by Four Seasons Mechanical in Maryville, your Northwest Indiana heating and air conditioning specialist. They go with Andrew Govea. That may be the dagger for the Trojans.
And as a defense, Kevin, you can only do so much. When you get down inside the 5-yard line, you got a running back like that. It's a very, very tall task. The defense did a great job all night. But after, again, the offense showed a couple flashes, and there's still some game left, of course, but you can only hold up for so long.
Mace Redmond to make it a 14-point lead with 3:07 left. Low snap, but Redmond has no trouble getting it through. 14-point lead for the Trojans. 3 minutes and change left. This is Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
At Strachan Van Til, we believe grocery shopping should be simple. Now, shopping is easier than ever with our new and improved website. Find what you need fast. Browse your favorite products, add them to your cart, and check out in just a few quick steps. Choose between convenient in-store pickup or let us handle the heavy lifting. From our shelves to your doorstep, skip the lines, shop your way, and spend more time on what matters most. With our rewards program, enjoy incredible savings and personalized offers every time you shop. Shop online now at strachanvantil.com or download our app today.
Hi, I'm Crowd Company's Lantern Man. If you're a contractor, it's my job to make your insurance coverage simple and affordable. Because I know time is money, I'll come to your business. Certificates and bonds are a snap. Wherever you are, whatever business you're in, we've got you covered. As Crowd Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowd Companies, insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
This is the Quintel kickoff. This kickoff and all kickoffs represented by Quintel Incorporated. Quintel Incorporated, handling jobs of all sizes throughout the country since 1994. There's a free kick out of bounds, so this will help Lake Central. Down by 14, gives them good field position, and no clock comes off there.
But the Trojans, after taking over with some pretty good field position, got the job done by, seems like it's been too long since we called Andrew Govea's name near the goal line, and sure enough, took care of business there to put the Trojans out by 2 scores. You know, Lake Central, as we mentioned, Wes Lalich, their sophomore quarterback, who had a couple flashes tonight, did go down on the previous drive after rolling out right.
That just took the energy out of that offense entirely.
I would say, why wouldn't it? I mean, it's tough. It's a tough pill to swallow when you have your leader and he goes down. Now it's like, hey, 4 minutes to go. And, again, it's tough for a quarterback of any stature, Cam Reddick coming in, who played defense all night. But, hey, go make us some plays. And 2 incompletions, shut up Chesterton, and they got the job done.
So now here's 1st and 10 from the 35. Cam Reddick still the quarterback. Deep drop back. Looking downfield, looking for options. Heaves it into traffic, and it's caught! First down and 10 inside the 20-yard line. Frankie Verda, go up and get it, young buck.
That might be featured on when you got Moster, right? I mean, that's just he is one of the top jump ball receivers we've seen, and he has just grown tremendously. And only a junior, and he's really been that top target for this Lake Central offense. And one of the biggest plays of the night, finally, a big passing play there for the Tribe.
It's a first down. They go to the 18-yard line. Clock running. Reddick again taking a shot, looking for Rowden, and he just overthrew him. Oh, man.
Good to see from Reddick, though, Kevin. He's starting to kind of get in rhythm a little bit after, again, kind of a shaky first drive, getting thrown into the mix. Makes that big play to set up, obviously, a big pitch and catch there to Frankie Verda. And a pass that was just over the outstretched arms there, but starting to kind of get in the feel of this game, obviously. We hope it's not too little too late. If they put 7 points up on the board, they still have 2 timeouts, so even if an onside kick does not go their way, I mean, they still may have a chance at this if they act quickly.
Play clock down to 5. Westerland in pressure. He bats it down at the line of scrimmage. It's incomplete, and now here's 3rd down and 10. Man, is he everywhere or what?
He's fun, man. He's just a really good player. Again, only a junior. And, again, just really taking over some big shoes to fill. A good Chesterton unit last year defensively, led by Owen Edlin. But now here comes this junior edge rusher, Zane Westerland. And he's going to be a cat for not only the rest of the season, but, again, he's going to bounce back, especially come next year.
3rd and 10 now from the 18. 2:40 left. Reddick. Pocket collapses, rolls out to his right, puts his foot in the ground, and gets up to the 16-yard line.
Here we go.
That was an interesting decision there from Cameron Reddick.
Yeah, may not have liked what he saw and just tucking the run, but at this point, 4th and 8, when you barely have much field to work with, you got to try and get this ball off here and find a receiver.
They need to get to the 8 to extend this drive. Clock's not on their side, and now Pete Culianos burns his 2nd timeout. We'll step aside. This is Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
From lighting up Friday night football to powering the classrooms that shape the students of Lake County, IBEW Local 697 is proud to support our region's schools and the communities we call home. A career as a union electrician could be your next great move. Your next cap might be a hard hat. IBEW Local 697, powering futures, powering the region.
You're watching Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, presented by George's Euro Spot in Chesterton. George's Euro Spot. Dine-in, pick-up, or drive-through. Call 219-926-5435. The original George's Euro Spot. Ball game right here for Lake Central. 4th and 8. Down by 14. Cam Reddick, pistol formation. With Reed, the tailback. Reddick. Pressure coming, flushed out to his left, throws on the run for Round. He's got it, 1st down, inside the 5. That was a really nice job there by Cameron Reddick. He extends the drive, and Lake Central's still alive.
It could have easily tucked it and ran there, Kevin, but did a great job of finding the open man. A tough throw there, and again, we talked about, we think he's in a rhythm right now. Looking very good here so far.
1st and goal from the 2. Reddick fumbles the ball. It's on the deck and taken away by Chesterton. Running back and free is Lucas Anderson. A scoop and score and an exclamation point on an impressive win for Chesterton.
You're just waiting for one of these big plays from Chesterton defensively. They force turnovers a lot, but they haven't quite had that big play yet. Yes, they had that fumble at the goal line, but a chance for Lake Central to get some momentum. Not so fast. A scoop and score. Who doesn't love that? The biggest play of the game, and the Trojans are en route to another victory here in front of their home crowd.
That's now 2 fumbles from Lake Central inside the Trojan 5-yard line tonight.
It's just going to be, again, we've seen that a little bit too much from Lake Central, just unfinished drives. I mean, they've looked offensively, had a lot of positives to come from this game, but those negatives are outweighing the good here tonight.
Redmond tacks on one more. 27-6, 92 seconds left in regulation time. You were thinking they were in it. They got down to the 2-yard line on that 4th down conversion. And Cameron Reddick coughs up the football at the worst possible time.
And who else? Lucas Anderson just is a walking big play. He's had a couple defensive scores already. I believe he had 2 against LaPorte. And why not another scoop and score here? One of the big pieces of that Chesterton defense that this is a unit that has been playing very, very impressive. And again, that 5A sectional that they are a part of, not to kind of look even the future of these last minute and 32, but I mean they have a real shot, Kevin, with Michigan City, LaPorte, and Valparaiso. This team has the pieces, and they're fun to watch. They really are. To see a quarterback grow over the course of the season, to see how much trust is being put on him with Hunter Boyd, and a defense that's been good since the jump and only getting better.
Staying on the defense, though, Terry Chesterton, first season as the defensive coordinator, has been with this program for years as a secondary coach. Takes over the defensive play calling duties this year, and you see the confidence from Mark Peterson grow and grow each and every week with his group. They had 9 new faces on the defensive side of the football to start this year. Now they're finally playing as a unit, and when you get to this point in the season, that's huge.
Yeah, it's hard to believe they're that young, they're that new, that fresh in terms of just, again, Friday night football experience, especially on the defensive side. But they were passing with flying colors and forcing turnovers and just doing a great job overall, especially in, again, this winning streak they got going on here.
Squib kick, and somehow breaking through a couple of tackles is Braden Hurley, and he's somehow able to get to the 44-yard line. That, by the way, was a Quintel kickoff. That kickoff and all kickoffs this season are presented by Quintel Incorporated. Quintel Incorporated, specializing in the reconditioning, repair, and remanufacturing of heat exchangers. So 27-6 in favor of Chesterton, 80 seconds left to be exact. And 44-yard line on the wrong side of the field for the Indians. Once again, it's been the story of the season, unable to pick up and play 4 clean quarters of football. As here's Reddick back to pass. He'll check it down. It's caught. It's Turley out of the backfield, or pardon me, actually Xavier Green rather. And he'll pick up a first down. That's a first down presented by Forsyth Mechanical in Maryville, your Northwest Indiana heating and air conditioning specialist. Yes. Green gets all the way up to the plus 42.
Yeah, but this is going to be one of those kind of just tougher pills to swallow once again for Lake Central. Again, this game was 10-6, with Lake Central obviously having a real chance to put points upon the board down at the goal line, and that feels so long ago with how the score has transpired. But this score does not paint the full picture of the effort of Lake Central tonight. But again, Chesterton making the bigger plays and playing the overall cleaner game of football. Did not have any turnovers, and just played a full 4 quarters, unlike their opposition.
Reddick, pressure coming again from the backside. Pumps twice. Reddick just steps out of bounds at the line of scrimmage. Maybe he got one due to forward progress. You mentioned it, 10-6. They're on the 6-yard line of Chesterton. As Christian Reed, as he's getting set to break the plane of the goal line, gets hit, drops the ball in the end zone, recovered by Chesterton. He holds on. It's a touchdown. They take the lead on that play. Then a couple of moments ago, if you were here with us for the entire second half, you probably just saw they got up to the 2 after converting on 4th and goal, down by 14, still in the game with 2 timeouts left, as Reddick's going to go down. Took way too long that time. And you're going to give the sack there.
Add that to the stats. Yeah, I mean, this game could have went a completely different way if just a couple plays goes in the hands of Lake Central Indians. Again, you fumble the ball at the 1 yard, and then immediately Chesterton takes a shot right down the field. Mace Redmond kicks a field goal, and then you have that scoop and score to maybe try and give yourself a fighter's chance. But then they turn over. Cam Reddick puts the ball in the dirt. Lucas Anderson, another defensive touchdown.
Reddick again, pressure, and he's picked off again. Down the near sideline, it's Isaiah Prater. Ball comes out at the tail end of the play. And we will see who recovered it. It is the left guard, Matt Kafka, who falls on it way back on the minus 30. And it's going to be first down and 10, even though it was a pick.
Yeah, those are one of the plays where you're going to probably get clowned in the film room. Asking to, come on, hold on to the football, man. Complete the run there, but a nice pick there. And
second interception on the season, by the way, for Isaiah
Prater. Yeah, there you go.
Prater.
We don't have to look at the second half of the play, but, hey, we'll gladly take that interception in the stat sheet. But, yeah, more so, again, this Chesterton defense, they force a lot of turnovers, Kevin. That's kind of where they hang their head on. They force errant passes, and they make you make mistakes, and that was the reason why they came out on top in this one. They did not make as many mistakes as the Lake Central Indians did here tonight.
They now have forced 21 turnovers this season.
Impressive.
Reddick, play action, flushed and throws it away. 11 fumble recoveries, and the Prater pick is the team's 10th.
Looks like that'll do it.
And it will. Clock strikes 000 on the play. A really good game where Lake Central was in it till the very end. However, a couple of miscues in the final 2 minutes ultimately leads this game looking a lot more lopsided than it actually was. But if you're Chesterton, you'll take it. Trojans improved to 5-2. They go to 4-1 in Duneland play and keep their title hopes, their slim title hopes, alive.
I'd say it might be a little bit more than slim the way this team is playing. They got a chance to really still shake up those standings. We got 2 weeks left, Kevin. Anything could happen in the Trojans right now. They're clicking on all cylinders. Defense playing well. Offense is doing what it needs to do. And again, more importantly, limiting those mistakes, limiting those turnovers, and just overall playing a better 4 quarters than most teams are here in the Duneland Conference.
What a performance from this second half for Chesterton. We'll break it all down as well as give out some hardware at the end of the night. Final score once again, Chesterton 27, Lake Central 6. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town. I gotta do the Centier Bank Studio one, don't I?
Hold on.
Hi, my name is Mark Machnick. I'm the owner of Mark Machnick CPA firm in Highland, Indiana on Kennedy Avenue. I've been working with Region Sports for years now. Started working with Chris years ago, just on some special projects, advertising here and there. After a while, kind of increased the advertising. Mainly was doing it for the community involvement. It's such a great network and program they do with the high school sports. But as time went by, I started getting on there more frequently. And then the phone starts ringing. And I was getting calls all the time from people. Hey, I saw your ad on so-and-so football game. I saw your ad on a basketball game. And it's really helped my business. It's increased the volume. We're a tight community in Northwest Indiana, sports-wise, and just a lot of community involvement. So that's mainly why I got into it. I remember watching one game. It was a basketball game, and I think there was a little bit of an altercation. And as the altercation was happening, my ad was right on the bottom, and someone typed in, "I wonder what Mark Machnick's thinking right now." And I was thinking, wow, this is awesome. It's really been a great feature for my business. It's the only advertising I do. I don't advertise anywhere else other than Region Sports. It's for the business, but mainly for the involvement with the community. I played high school baseball here in Highland, and ever since I've been advertising on Region Sports, a lot of my old coaches are now my clients. A lot of my old teammates come in here. My recommendation, if you're a business here in Northwest Indiana, I think Region Sports is, for your money, it's one of the best places that you can advertise. I mean, I can advertise on billboards. I could do anywhere I want to. And I choose Region Sports, mainly because I get a lot of feedback, especially on the high school level. A lot of the parents, if they can't make a game, they're watching it online. They're watching a replay, the grandparents. So it's done wonders for my business, and it's my go-to for advertising. It's the only spot I would advertise. So if you're a business owner in the area, really look into advertising on Region Sports. It's going to be well worth your money, and you'll make tenfold on what you're spending. Region Sports Network, they're the only game in town, but they're more than just a game.
Stay with Region Sports after the game as we send it back to the Centier Bank Studio. RSN will recap all of tonight's action from around the region, all from the Centier Bank Studio. Gavin Malater, Mike DeWan, breaking down this 27-6 win for Chesterton over Lake Central. 9th-ranked Trojans pick up win number 5 on the year, so they secure the winning season, and they get to 4-1 in Duneland play with 2 games to go. Still very much now in the mix for a Duneland Conference title. We'll get to them in a moment, but first let's have some hardware, shall we?
Let's do it.
It's time now for the Crowell Companies Lantern Man Superhero of the Game. Crowell Companies, proud to recognize the superheroes on the football field. And tonight's Crown Company's Lantern Man superhero of the game tonight was Hunter Boyd, the sophomore quarterback of the Chesterton Trojans, who threw his 9th touchdown pass on the season overall. In a game in which Andrew Gouveia was expected to dominate, it was actually the arm of Hunter Boyd that was the big difference maker.
Again, when you're a sophomore quarterback, you're rarely kind of asked to do a lot. And it's with this rushing offense of Chesterton, he never really kind of was, heading into the season, but he has just grown so much. The trust given within this program to Hunter Boyd and the receivers out there that, it has been just kind of night and day since week one, and we are just seeing before our eyes of somebody who is just getting more comfortable at the position and ultimately leading his team to W's. He protected the football, which, again, is more important. It's something he's just about done all season. He's just continued to make the plays when he's supposed to. Again, on a big 3rd down and 7, as we look for the replay here, again, completed the biggest play of the game, got Chesterton on the board first, had a nice ball to Lewis Raffin, again, found his, hit him in stride, kind of man coverage, got beyond the 6, and it was all 15 from there. But to make those throws like that, and that was not the only play he made all night. A couple big explosive plays after, being backed up and just being that guy that, again, playing well beyond his years. And it's truly impressive just to see the poise of this young athlete. And again, obviously, with what Chesterton is doing on the field and any given Friday, they're rallying around him, especially on the offensive side. These receivers are all playing well. Again, we talked about Lewis Raffin. Gus Wish is another piece of the puzzle to really watch out for. And again, you got a great rushing attack as well that he'll carry the load as well. But I think the superhero tonight, we've given a lot to Andrew Gouveia, but I'll tell you what, tonight was a Hunter Boyd game. Just a big key piece of why this offense put up 20 points, 27 in total, but just with that field general and just asked to do what he's supposed to do, and is, again, only being a sophomore.
9 touchdowns, 1 interception. Tonight he officially breaks through the 700 passing yards mark as well. First season starting at the varsity level, so shout out to Hunter Boyd. Looking forward to watching him the next 2 weeks. Got some tough defenses ahead of him, but if the way he's performed as of late, that confidence riding in high, we'll be looking forward to seeing how he performs coming up. Time now to name the proud to be Union, pardon me, pages got stuck together. Blue-collar player of the game time, brought to you by Boilermakers Local 374. Boilermakers Local 374. Earn while you learn with Boilermakers Local 374. Proud to be Union home player of the game coming up in a moment, so stay tuned for that. Blue-collar player of the game tonight was Brody Ramirez, the middle linebacker of the Lake Central defense. He was all over the field in a defense that really held its ground. You knew they were going to have to stop the run. They did a really good job limiting Andrew Gouveia's punishment dished out over the course of the night. Mears, a couple of TFLs tonight. Might get credit for half a sack depending on how generous the scorekeepers are. Overall, really good game for the 6-foot junior for Lake Central.
Yeah, from one former linebacker to another, I got to give my kudos to the Lake Central middle linebacker, Brody Ramirez. Just one of the reasons why Andrew Gouveia wasn't that effective was the play of the Lake Central run defense, and a lot of that was led by Brody Ramirez, somebody who has been a staple of this defensive unit for quite some time, and he's on track to do it not only for the rest of this year, but hopefully next year for the Lake Central Indians. And he's just a piece that's, again, he's fun to watch. He covers the width of the field incredibly. He scrapes with the football, and he's not one afraid of contact. You can't be at the linebacker position, especially when you're going up against Andrew Gouveia, who's going to fall forward. There are often times where Brody Ramirez won that battle between the two. Big shout out to him again. He's playing tough all 4 quarters. In a position like this, it's tough to kind of hang your head high, but he's the leader of that defense, and he's going to have to if he wants to kind of right the ship and obviously get these guys going come sectional time.
Yeah, really tough assignment tonight coming in, and he played a heck of a football game.
No doubt.
Now it's time to name the Proud to be Union play of the game, presented by Ironworkers Local 395. Ironworkers Local 395 to find out how you can become a Union Ironworker. Visit ironworkers395.com. And tonight's Ironworkers 395 play of the game was the Lucas Anderson scoop and score. Mind you, 2-possession game, still plenty of time, and Lake Central had 2 timeouts coming in. Cameron Reddick coughs up the football. Lucas Anderson, right place, right time with the dagger.
Won a defensive touchdown. Call up Lucas Anderson. He's had a couple here so far this year, and talk about a dagger. Shakes off a tackle, gets that scoop and score off the Cam Reddick read option. And again, Lake Central gave themselves a little bit of a chance late in the game to at least make things interesting. Lucas Anderson says, not so fast. We'll take it the distance. Going about 90 yards there to put the dagger in this one. Chesterton, a big-time win. Another three-phase performance from the Trojan here. Mace Redmond, got to give a big shout-out to him for doing his thing in the kicking game, and the defense highlighted there by that scoop and score from the senior linebacker, Lucas. Anderson.
That was tonight's Ironworkers 395 Player of the Game, presented by Ironworkers Local 395, Union Strong. All right, so let's take a look ahead now at what's up next for these teams. We'll start with Lake Central. They're now 2-5, 1-4 in Duneland. And that was the one thing, when you lose a game like this where you were in it till the end. Fans who didn't watch this game, the scoreboard's going to dictate otherwise just based off their perception of this one. They were in it till the very end of this football game, and now they have to eliminate the mindset from this one and come back, and they have a home game against a Maryville team that was ranked in our top 2 entering the week.
Yeah, they got to gear up quick, but it's just another one of those games that I feel like they've seen quite a bit here so much, where they've had some flash and they've had kind of a game script and had the plays that they may have walk out of this one and say, hey, how much did we win by? And it's just one of those where the game got away from them pretty quickly. Again, you look at the score now, 6-27, but it was a 6-10 game with a chance for them to take the lead, and obviously things get away from them and whatnot, and they got to put this in the rearview mirror because, it's been a tough time, and it does not get easier for them. Historically, this is one of the tougher parts of the schedule for not only, again, Lake Central, but comparing it with anybody here in the region. It does not get easier, and they have to respond quickly. This team, I think a lot of positives to take away from this game, but again, it's been a tale of two halves. I think the first half they really shot themselves in the foot, a lot of penalties, and then more so in the second half, although we saw a lot better things offensively. Defense played a pretty solid game, through and through. Could have maybe used a turnover here and there, but overall, I really liked what they did. But offensively, again, in the second half, it was more so the turnovers that really kind of killed them there. And before you know it, again, it paints a score like this when, truthfully, Lake Central, I thought they played a pretty solid game given, looking at how both these teams stacked up coming into this Friday night.
Yeah, and Chesterton took advantage of the opportunities that Lake Central gave to them. But at points, it felt like tonight was Chesterton didn't win, Lake Central lost, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Lake Central beat themselves tonight.
It could have been, but I still think that although that could be part of the case, I think Chesterton just does not. They rarely make mistakes. You and I were here against Valparaiso, and that was a game that Valpo, once again, did not really play up to par. Mm-hmm. They had a lot of penalties, a couple turnovers, whatever. And Chesterton, although there were some things to clean up, and they could go back to the drawing board once again and clean up a few more things, they ultimately play the better game of football. And Zach Miller and I were talking about it on Region Football Weekly yesterday that you're kind of playing two games every given Friday. You're playing against the team in front of you, and you're playing against yourself. And Chesterton kind of wins that second game in the games that we've seen so far in this winning streak. They do not make those mistakes, and they take care of business. And they don't set themselves up in situations to fail, where Lake Central kind of in this one, the first half, again, just riddled by penalties. In the second half, although they cleaned those up a fair amount, the turnovers, man, it's a killer. And it's going to be something that they're going to work on in practice and obviously gear up for, taking on a very good Maryville team.
Yeah, and it's not trying to take anything away from Chesterton, because good teams take advantage of when the other team makes mistakes. And that is what Chesterton did tonight. They did
10-0 off of turnovers, I think, for the scoring differential. So there you go, right? I mean, they give you something, and you got to take it. And it's, again, that scoop and score to really put the dagger. But even, again, that – To score a field goal to make it a 7-point game off of that 1-yard fumble at the 1-yard line, that was huge to set it to a 7-point game. Lake Central couldn't get anything going on offensively for just about the rest of the game until garbage time, and then at that point the Trojans had all the momentum, and before you know it, it's 27-6.
Yeah, and who knows what happens? Those two turnovers inside the 5-yard line don't happen. It could be a very different conversation, or the Chesterton defense does what they've done all year long, which is limit teams to under 20 points. Lake Central this year now, when they've been held to under 20 points, now 0-5. Flip side of that now. Chesterton, big win today. Gutsy, gut check type of win. Flip the page now. Number 1 Crown Point comes into their place next week. It'll be a big-time atmosphere here in Chesterton, and a matchup in which I don't know how many people probably thought it would be. Duneland Conference title implications on the line next week.
Definitely. Again, Crown Point, given the results hold over there in their game against LaPorte, they'll be coming into the game still undefeated at 7-0. I believe that mark will be 5-0 in conference. But again, Chesterton's still that one loss. Mm-hmm. If they take care of business against the Bulldogs, which is going to be a team they're going to have to prepare for, because that's a team that's definitely clicking on all cylinders. But if Chesterton, again, one loss, they could find themselves in the mix for a share of a conference title, which is something that is, again, they were kind of on the outside looking in. And although this team was a very talented roster, was a couple pieces coming back, there were still against some new faces all across the board, like Hunter Boyd and a couple others, and graduating, Owen Edlin, who's going to step up defensively. You talked about again 9 guys they had to replace defensively, and before you know it, the Trojans now off to a 5-2 start and 4-1 in the conference. So anything's possible, and this place, I'll tell you what, it'll be buzzing next Friday night. Yeah, going to be a lot of fun, and the key number for fans, if you're looking to figure out, hey, what does Chesterton have to do to win the game? Crown Point so far has only allowed 49 total points so far. That was coming into tonight. Mm-hmm. Chesterton, however, after tonight's results going final, 5-0 when they break 20 points. So if the Trojans can figure out a way to get to 20 points, they have figured out a way to win every single one of those football games. If they can do it again next week, they put themselves in a really good spot to possibly upset the Bulldogs at home. Guess we'll have to wait and find out, Kevin. That's why we play them all, right? And that's going to be a game I think we're going to plan to have on the Region Sports Network, given those two talented teams. We'll find a way to be back out here coming next Friday. We're super excited for that, but tonight, we'll worry about that next week. But tonight, again, the Trojans get the job done. Using defense, using special teams, and offense as well. Just pieces clicking. Lake Central back to the drawing board once again. Still a team with a lot of positives, in my opinion, and it'll kind of wrap everything up, at least on my end. But back to the drawing board for them as well. Still some things to clean up. Again, still just that elusive 4 quarters of football. We just have not quite seen it yet. They had a couple sports, but in terms of putting even a full quarter together without mistakeless football, we're still kind of waiting for that for the Tribe. Looking forward to seeing how these two teams progress over the course of the rest of the season. Again, 9th-ranked Chesterton proves the 5-2, 4-1 in Duneland Conference. Lake Central 2-5, 1-4 in the league play. Special thanks tonight goes out to our executive producer, Chris Ramirez, our operations manager, Rich Castillo, sales manager, Heather Ames, our coordinating producer, Zach Miller, our producer, sports director, and color commentator extraordinaire, Mike DeWan. Hey, that's you. That's me. Great going. Thank you to you. Thank you, Kevin. Don't forget yourself. Appreciate it. Thank you. Paul Vela did a great job out in front with the camera all night long. Yes, Special thanks to the coaches of each side, Pete Koulianos of Lake Central, Mark Peterson of Chesterton. Special thanks to the athletic directors, Chris Enyart of Lake Central and Jeff Hamstra of Chesterton. And last but certainly not least, special thanks to the viewers like you on Facebook/Region Sports Nation, YouTube/Region Sports, regionsports.com, and the IHSAA Champions Network. This is Kevin Malater saying so long from Chesterton. Trojans improved to 5-2 on the year. This has been Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.